We just
Hello?
asked. You just asked if we're good.
Fuck. Okay, now we're good. Now we're good. Good.
Okay, are we though?
Yes, we are.
Okay. Welcome back, everybody. It's only been a month since we've last played. I am D, and we are going to be playing some Dungeons and Dragons. Totally got to get our rhythm back on now that it's been, gosh, so long since we have played in this campaign. Yeah. Why don't we go ahead and introduce everyone? I'm D. We've also got up top, we've got Bryn. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, say what you do, who you play, and we'll go ahead and run through everybody.
Hello, everyone. My name is Alishiera. I am a content creator for Legacy Esports. I'm a variety streamer, and I am playing Brynjael the Irradiant, our Oath of Ancients paladin.
Awesome. Emmy.
Hi, everyone. I'm Nicole. I play Eminence. She is a tiefling warlock who makes bad decisions and is a bad person.
Who also has a date today.
She also has a date today, and that is the most important. If you're going to take one
important thing
from this session, it's that she has a date today.
Yeah.
And she has like a lunchtime date. We literally just need to get her to survive for like 6 hours so she can get on this date.
Up next, Ori, the big sister to Emmy.
Hi, I am Lefson, and I play Oriana, who is a tiefling war cleric, who is also a bad person. But she doesn't care about that quite so much as Emmy does.
Less inner conflict about being evil, I guess. Up next is Aery.
Hello, I'm Jimmy. I'm an artist and streamer, and I play Aery, who is a complete disaster, but he makes it look good.
There's no wonder that Doppelganger was using Aery's face. Natalie.
Yo, I'm Natalie. I like hit stuff. I am tall half-orc who really doesn't like things. I don't know. I had a spiel and then it's gone completely from my brain. So I don't know. What?
Yeah, I think
like doors.
Oh yeah, I don't like doors. I don't like anything that's wooden.
It's
splinterable.
Yeah, it must be
Splinters
tough
are like
to
my
be
arch nemesis.
Valetaire then.
Yeah, just all wood.
Yeah.
Freaking hates the city.
I think next time we could, during all of the prep time where we're sitting around definitely preparing, maybe we could like actually write a little intro for our characters.
I had one in my brain and then it just left. Maybe I gotta write
Mentally
it down.
write them, but it's not good enough.
Yeah. When you run over everything in your head. That's basically DMing in a nutshell. Anyways, let's get on with the game. It has been a while since we've caught up with the party, but last we checked in with the Chocolatiers, they were down in Valetaire. They were sent by the Weft in order to figure out certain conundrum. South of the city of Valetaire, within the deep wood, there exists a forest of statues where whenever you bury a body, an exact likeness of whoever was buried rises up out of the ground as a statue. The party recently received word that a statue arose out of the forest of statues that happens to be an exact likeness of the current king of Valetaire, so they were sent to investigate. In the process, they took on a couple of favors from some of the members of the king's entourage in order to hopefully get an audience with him and assess this. So they traveled into the deep wood and uncovered some strange stone that had fallen from the sky and was affecting the Fey wood in strange and unexpected ways. Removing the stone, they seem to have halted whatever corruption it was doing and put it on a cart and dragged it out of the deep wood and proceeded to leave it with their good friend Ben Milla, Satine, who is the caretaker of the Forest of Statues, who hid it as best she could. But returning back into the city, they had an audience with the king, updated everyone else as to what happened, why the Deep Wood was acting so strangely. And on the way home, firstly, Emmy was asked out to lunch by Silence, the king's clerk, to which she tentatively said yes. But upon arriving back home, the party discovered that Oriana and Emmy's old tutor requested them to come see their father. And with little conversation, proceeded to teleport the 5 party members to the 8th layer of hell, where they got a chance to sit down and have a nice little catch up with dear old dad, the 8th Lord of Hell, Mephistopheles. Needless to say, the party took it well, in stride, and after some light conversation, and I don't think any of you snacked. I think you were offered a soul coin, but nobody took one. The party returned back to Valetaire, and that was where we last left off. Bryn had herself a real good cry in an apple orchard, along with a conversation with Natalie. The sisters had themselves a good chat, while I believe Aery just fully passed out. But your long rest passes uneventfully. It is early morning in the Golden Tankard. Through your closed doors, you can smell freshly baking bread. You can hear the clatter of forks and knives as the restaurant below starts to open up for some of the earlier risers of this high-class tavern. You start to prepare yourselves for the day, including your early meeting with the king, as if I remember correctly, Oriana had a suggestion for a way to try to assist with his seasonal illness. But that said, the day is yours ahead of you. Bright blue sky, crisp spring air. What would everyone like to do?
I'm just checking my notes for what spell it was that I was going to prepare to try and help the king. I forgot.
Wasn't it Lesser Restoration?
Was it? That makes sense. That makes sense.
I believe. Or
Yeah.
potentially something different, because Bryn has Lesser Restoration, although she couldn't use it at the time.
Fuck. Okay, I'll keep looking.
Oh, cure. No, remove curse. Remove curse.
I just saw it on my spell list. Okay.
Both.
Nobody's allowed to die today because I'm planning on getting. I'm replacing Revivify today, I think.
Well,
actually, no, that's a terrible fucking idea. I'm going to replace something else.
but what would Aery do?
You know our party.
I think Aery is smart enough to know that if she removed the curse and the king died, she'd probably
right.
need to bring him back up.
True.
That's a
because-
good point.
Yep. Fuck. Okay, I'll get rid of something else. Ah! But that's what Oriana will spend her first 10 minutes of the day doing, fixing her spell list.
Just like to wake up.
Eminence has
Yeah, Bryn and Natalie. I think Bryn and Natalie would probably just be like the where you both kind of rouse at the same time, just like acknowledge each other, like yeah,
Mhm.
just So breakfast.
And coffee too.
Like, I wonder if there's a kind of coffee that you put alcohol in first thing in the morning. I'm sure there's a region that they do that. Maybe I shouldn't do that, but
Maybe you should
know,
invent it.
like a Valletarian coffee.
Brynjael coffee.
Maybe that's a good idea, actually.
Mm.
Yeah, I think Bryn will make her way slowly downstairs.
Yeah, making your way downstairs, you can see a couple of the other sort of high-class nobility of the western part of town are already starting to dig into breakfast. They've got their own tables, sort of pristine white tablecloths, polished silverware, that sort of thing. And as expected, the full plate half dragon turns head in this tavern like it does every single morning. As you come on downstairs, you can see Ascat bustle out of the kitchen. He's got sort of like this great large tray, which looks to have like a roast quail on it, and sees you and kind of smiles and waves and has to catch the quail as he goes over towards a table and kind of sets it on, and sort of motions to what is at this point your usual room, just to sort of, though he caters to adventurers, just to kind of keep them away from the normal clientele.
We make our way over to our room. Our private dining space.
Business plan, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. As you open the door, you can see that you don't quite get the crisp white tablecloth in this room. You do still get like the silverware and the sort of crystal goblets, but it's not like freshly polished. There's very clearly like an understanding. But as you make your way inside, there's a minute or two later before Ascat kind of bustles in. Well, good morning. How's everybody doing today?
I think that's a question that I would like to answer after coffee. It was a bit of an interesting one yesterday, actually.
Right. I heard some commotion, so coffee, everyone? Shall I pitcher or just the one?
I mean, for two at least. Not sure what everyone else is doing, but we're here.
Right. Can do. And goes over and gets the coffee.
Oh, I wonder if they have like one of those like big jar things for their coffee. I know they said a pitcher, but like, you know, like it's like rounded.
Yeah. Like irresponsible amounts of caffeine in one go.
But it has like a filter and built into it, so like you just pour the hot water in and it's ready to go.
You're a genius. That is such a good idea.
Chocolatiers, more like coffee-latiers, you know?
I think there's a term for someone that makes coffee, but I like where you're going with it, and so I'm just going to roll with it, to be honest.
Coffee-latiers. I like it.
What about like combining them and having like mock-latiers?
Ooh. Oh, I would be keen
I think
on
I
that.
heard that somewhere, that you mix coffee and chocolate and it's like a mocker or something.
But then do you think that
The
they would just
door
mock us?
swings open and Ascat comes back in, and he has two sort of like white porcelain, like the small like taster size cups, and brings them in to the two of you on like tiny little sort of like white porcelain trays. This is our stronger brew, kind of an express variant.
Oh, that sounds very interesting. What region did you get the beans from for this? Is this like a single origin, or is it from a couple of different places?
These are imported from Southern Pikes.
Southern Pike.
The mountain range is actually called Pikes. I'm not just being lazy.
Oh, that's so interesting. Do you know the elevation that they're grown at? Actually, it doesn't matter.
In the foothills, you've got the cold air coming down, so...
Oh, interesting. A lower elevation.
I really enjoy the elevation that is directly in my stomach, and I'll just like take the drink. I'm guessing it's like an espresso shot, right?
It's an espresso.
Yeah. I'll pop it down immediately, just like, another please.
His eyes kind of go wide.
I've got a long day.
Like, do you do this, but like in a pot? But like a bigger one.
Just give it like 5 minutes.
Yeah, we're not going
I'll
anywhere.
I'll bring regular coffee for tasting, but for another one of those, I'd maybe just give it like 5 minutes. It's
Yeah.
very strong.
I mean,
I
Okay,
believe
yeah, okay.
you.
I believe you, so in 5 minutes' time, if we could have like one of these, but bigger, that would be great.
Yeah, he goes out of the room, comes back in a little while later with 2 more regular-sized mugs of just regular coffee, but also comes in with like sort of like a smaller, like a 5 or 6 serving pitcher, little teacup on top, and mentions that this is another round of the express drink, but that you should probably take it slow and let the first one really hit you before you go in for another. But it's there if you want it. I believe Aery and Eminence, the two of you were in a room together, and I believe there was something about Aery locking the door last night, which was unlocked.
We did have a conversation about it after, but I don't know if Emmy is still holding on to that.
I don't know how sound of a sleeper Aery is. But Eminence was tossing and turning a lot last night, and she didn't get a very good night's sleep. So, yeah, she'll pretend to wake up at a reasonable hour, but I like to think she has just been staring at the ceiling for a while.
I think Aery actually would have done the same, like after his like 4 hours of rest, just lay there and just like pretended to still be asleep.
Yeah, me as a player always forgets that Aery doesn't sleep, so Eminence also forgets Aery doesn't sleep.
No, it's my other elf character that chooses to sleep. Aery just acts like he sleeps, but he doesn't actually. He just lays down.
Yeah, birds are chirping in the small garden outside of the Golden Tankard. It's, again, bright, sunshiny day. You already heard a little bit of activity in the room next to you, so you get the sense that, at the very least, Bryn and Natalie already headed downstairs. Yeah, the day is yours.
I actually have a question. Does anyone else know about Emmy's date, or did she keep that to herself?
From what I remember, Emmy told you that she has something to tell you, so you're the only one that would have any kind of inkling that there is anything.
She said something about it, but I don't think she actually said what it was, because I was like gonna ask about it, but then I couldn't remember if I knew.
Yeah, no,
Just that it was juicy.
no, I was gonna tell you, and then we went to hell instead.
Then yeah, Aery will like probably once he can hear the sound in the next room will like get up and start getting ready, but I imagine that would be like a process. So he would still like be around for a bit.
Yeah.
And have a very important conversation in her sleep.
Yes, no worries. Okay, we'll deal with that in a moment. Yeah, so in that case, Ori, you had a single room. Elevar was your roommate, but they're not exactly there anymore. So you hear activity from the room adjacent to you on the other side. You get the sense that people are starting to wake up.
I think she's gonna take her time. We haven't. Nobody's had a lot of time to actually be alone. So she's just going to potter around the room and she's going to prepare a spell list for the day, including the one that I forgot which I was going to do, but I remembered. Get dressed, get ready, and then head downstairs. Not at all prepared for what I, out of character, know is probably going to be coming from Bryn.
Yeah, there's probably like a little bit of apprehension as you get downstairs and you don't see people, your people sitting in like the public sitting room, and you're like, yes, we were in our private dining room today. And and you bustle open the door and enter in. You can see Natalie and Bryn are presumably enjoying some coffee. But you do not see your sister or Aery just yet.
Let's go get some coffee.
Some other aspect, like some other character would be like, yes, Oriana, please be seated. Natalie's just like,
Yeah, I think, yeah, Bryn's just like enthralled. She's just like trying to like compartmentalize the last 24 hours. So she's just like, yeah, so you'll see, because like altitude affects the acidity of the coffee. So I'm like not surprised it's a low altitude, because it typically is a little bit sweeter and a little bit lighter and is more palatable by. Good morning.
I muted myself instead of unmuting myself. Good morning.
you should try the coffee.
Is it different than every other day's coffee?
I don't know, they apparently said one of them was strong, but I'm not really feeling it.
Yeah, I haven't started having heart palpitations, so I don't know how strong it really is. So
Is that the goal with coffee?
I mean, that means that I've had too much.
I don't think we have actually any more of the espresso right now, so you're just gonna have a normal coffee and be like, I do not.
He
want
said
to be
that
having
they
heart
prepared
palpitations."
two. There's two of them, so there is one that still has the like express. Oh,
Ah.
I refuse to say that as one word.
Espresso. Yeah, we'll give that a go. And then she's just gonna sit because she's never been one to really start conversation.
I think
Which
they
I'm
would
very
be
grateful for this morning.
I think they would be pretty comfortable, like sitting in mostly silence. Like,
Would they just learn that she's evil? I don't know how comfortable it would be.
Oh, Bryn's not comfortable, but she is silent.
I don't think that Natalie really minds all that much. She's more just was blindsided, so I think she'd still be fine to like just exist in the same room.
So then you sit for a moment, nursing your coffee and espresso. And for some of you, that's totally fine and comfortable. And for others of you in the room, there is definitely just something in the air. But returning back to Aery and Emmy. Eventually, the two of you get the sense that everyone else has already woken up and gone downstairs, that the two of you are waking up at this point.
Yeah, Aery's probably like halfway through the process of like getting ready. I don't know if Emmy is
Just
not
curious,
pretending to not be awake yet.
What is Aery's process for
Well,
getting
like,
ready?
So he has like braids in his hair that hold in a tiara, so he has to like braid his hair around tiara to hold it in. And then he would like do his makeup, and he would like put his clothes on, and he would have to put all his jewelry on. So there's like there's layers of it.
There's layers. Okay.
Yeah.
For most of that time, Eminence is just like a bundle under the sheets, but eventually she kind of emerges and brush her hair and put her little chain jewels into her horns and just avoid eye contact.
Aery will like wait until he's like almost ready, so if he needs to, he can just like leave the room and be like, so Emmy, we're cool, right?
Of course we are. If you're cool, I'm cool.
You're not acting very cool this morning.
I maybe have something to say to you, but if we're not cool, then I don't want to tell you because, like, I think.
Well, I'm cool. I just wanted to know if you were cool. You know, like, so are we like collectively cool? Because I am. So if you are, then we are.
Okay, so we're cool. Oh my god! So right, remember when we were like just before we went to hell, and Silence was like, we were kind of like hanging back, and you guys walked off, and it was
Oh my
just
god,
like,
yes.
So he maybe asked me out.
Out like where? How? What did he say?
Well,
exactly what did he say?
I think he said he would like to apologize for the dinner that we had, which is like fair enough. And he wants to take me out to lunch.
Oh my god, amazing. Was he like looking like deeply into your eyes?
I wasn't looking at his.
I mean, you know you have to make eye contact with people. It strengthens your bond.
But like, have you seen him? Like, I don't.
Yeah, I definitely have. You should try looking at him when he's talking to you.
But like at his eyes.
Yes.
I'll try.
Yeah, definitely. If you're like too nervous to look into his eyes, just look like here, like look like between his eyes at his forehead, and then to him it will look like you're looking in his eyes, but you don't have to actually do it.
I think I can do that.
Yeah. And you don't have to like always look, like don't 100% of the time. I think like 60 to 80% of the time you're talking to him, you should have good eye contact, but like don't just stare at him. It would be weird. So, you know, you can like look at other things, and if you're eating, you can look at your food, but don't like talk to him like this and just like be like looking down the whole time, because he's looking at you and he knows that you're not looking at him.
Okay. So like 60 to 80%. Eye contact good.
Eye contact very good. And like you can like lightly touch his arm maybe. Okay, you don't have to do that. It's okay.
I mean, I might.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, if there's an opportunity and you feel like it, you could.
Yeah, but how
You're
would I know if
allowed
there's
to.
an opportunity? Am I?
Oh,
Like,
I don't know. Well, I mean, like if he.
He's kind of intimidating.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe don't do that. I don't know. Just like see how it feels. Did he touch you when he asked you out? Like, did he like touch your shoulder?
He tapped me on the shoulder. So like he touched it.
Interesting.
Like he touched my shoulder. But it wasn't like lingering, like touching my shoulder. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I know what you mean. I don't have a good read on that guy. But like,
I don't have a good read on many people, to be honest.
Yeah, but just make sure you look at him at least like some of the time that you're there.
Look at him.
You could do it, Emmy.
What should I wear?
Oh, okay. Well, that's the fun part, and then we can wear this if you want. But
yeah. So are we talking like 20 minutes later, 30 minutes later?
That's up to how decisive Emmy is. So.
I mean, I imagine that she doesn't actually have much of a wardrobe. We have been traveling a lot, so her like nice clothes would be pretty few and far between. But
Aery would be able to like lend her some stuff.
I think that the two of you did have some nice clothes from in the in-between year when you went north to Andapolis and integrated yourself into high society for less than legitimate purposes. So I could see you having a couple of like nice outfits. You know, when this particular noble was holding an open house, you don't just rock up in sweats and a t-shirt.
I feel like they'll eventually settle on something that's like nice, but not too obviously trying to be nice. Like it's not her most expensive outfit because it's a lunch date, you know?
Awesome.
We'll just add some like accessories to like make her sparkle.
Yeah, she's definitely borrowing some of Aery's accessories.
Okay, I was about to say 15 minutes later, but 20 minutes later,
That'll be funny.
Aery and Eminence finally make your way downstairs, and you see the sort of private dining room that has basically been set aside for the rest of you. You see Ascat kind of waves as he goes by. He's got this large sort of like bread basket with freshly baked loaf with some linen over the top. And as the two of you enter into the room, he enters behind you and sort of sets the large bread basket on the table, slides out like sort of a variety of jams and butters and syrups to put over the top of it. Right. Well, good to have all of you here. Breakfast. We've got a couple of quail. They're very tasty. Something lighter. We've got fruits and cheeses. We could do something with some grain. What are you thinking?
I think we're
Also, how's
planning
how'd the express go? Did that catch up to you, or?
No, I don't think it has particularly hit me too hard. I think I feel fine. I don't feel like I'm like having too much caffeine in my system right now. I mean, personally.
I could do another.
Right. Like looks at Bryn and then looks over at Natalie and kind of gives like a half nod of respect. Anyone else? Coffee, tea?
A tea, please, if you have
Yep.
anything like kind of fruity and nice.
I've got a jade citrus.
It's good.
Yum.
I'll just have a coffee, please.
Okay.
Guys, ready to
And-
go? Okay.
Heads out to get everyone's drinks, leaving the five of you together and alone for the first time since you have returned from your trip.
How is everybody feeling? Day yesterday?
I'm kind of hungry, but I think we're having a big lunch, so I think we'll be okay.
That's it, hungry? Okay. I'm going to eat our feelings, I suppose.
How are you feeling this morning, Aery?
Yeah, pretty good. Internalizing things, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, this was it was an interesting experience that I don't believe I'm going to forget or be able to eject from my mind for a while.
Oh,
Very
yeah.
good way of putting it.
Not particularly keen on ever going back to hell. That would be fantastic.
It's really not so bad.
Really
once
not
you
that
used to it.
bad.
I mean, we did see a bunch of things die. And I'm not entirely
Oh,
sure that if we hadn't looked, we might have seen something worse. I can see why you would have gotten out of there.
Yeah, I really like you too, but your house is super spooky.
We've seen more things and people die in the past week here than you saw it. Like in the 48 hours before this. I don't
Plus, it's not
really-
like our only
Technically, none of them
house.
died.
Yeah,
we
but
only live there.
you'd know that there's a difference between killing something because you need to, because it is posing a threat, and killing something for sport. Like, they're two different things.
So you're a vegetarian?
Shall I repeat again? For a reason, I hunt because I require food. I do not do it wantonly. I don't hunt for sport.
And
Yeah,
you're
like-
assuming that there was no reason.
What reason did he have to torture those things that were inside those ice cube things?
It seems like he just did it for fun.
I believe what Natalie is getting at is something more. A reason more than superfluous entertainment.
I just don't think I would go into your house and be like, no, not a fan of that.
I think you definitely would do that, Oriana.
I didn't with the crazy old lady with the rock. Didn't tell her anything about the way that I did not like her house.
Funny how someone's perspective can be skewed when there's consent that's involved in being taken to a location, though, wouldn't you agree, Oriana? If you've willingly gone into someone's space, I can see your viewpoint. If you are taken against your will, I will disagree with your sentiment, as it were.
I will admit it was a little bit rude that you were kidnapped-ish.
A little bit rude. Really.
I mean, we could have left you to wander hell without bringing you into the house. You could have stayed on the bridge.
I mean, you could have. I could have not been taken to literal hell as a holy person. That would have actually probably been on the top of my priority list, funnily enough.
That's not something you can blame on us.
Well, sure. Maybe if we had had some kind of forewarning, except for, aside from, oh, daddy's kind of important. Yeah, you think? Fucking Mephistopheles?
Perhaps the reason we didn't say anything about that was the reaction of this.
Do you think that if maybe we could have had some kind of conversation, liaising back and forth beforehand, then some kind of mutual understanding could have been reached before being literally kidnapped into hell? Do you see why maybe I'm a little bit upset about this?
I think you're overreacting, but
That's fair enough, but again, I respectfully disagree on that one, Oriana.
Look,
The thing is,
while you were there.
The thing is that you two didn't seem that happy to be going either.
That has more to do with the fact that I also didn't get any notice.
And that's the only reason that you weren't happy to go there.
It's not always a 1-hour round trip.
We could have used a little bit of a warning. Just to be like, hey, there's a possibility that I may be called back to my father, who happens to rule one of the 9, 8, 7, I don't know, a layer of hell. His own slice of paradise.
It's the 8th, I'll have you know.
I didn't know how many there were in
9.
total. I didn't study history. But I definitely got a bad feeling from that place.
Well, it's sort of supposed to leave you with a bad feeling.
You don't see that as a problem?
It's a hell!
Yeah, that's kind of the whole point in this conversation, is we went to literal hell! And we did not know that that was, like, in the prospective future for us!
And you want to tell us off for...
Do you want to tell me all about your mother and your father and your bloodlines? Would you like to tell me about any siblings that you have? Like, how much
we don't know anything about you.
demanding to know about us that we need to know about you? Because if you need to know everything that I know, then I need to know everything that you know. And I honestly don't think that's necessary.
I feel like it's a bit different, and it's kind of apples and oranges when it is someone who rules a layer of hell. Why? It would be like if one of our parents were a king or a queen of a particular place, that there was a possibility of us going.
Yeah, like, you know, the fact that he is so important kind of like potentially puts a target on you, which potentially puts a target on us. Not even like for something bad to happen, but you know, for us to maybe be dragged to hell or something like that. So I think that like in this case, you can't change it now, but would have been good to know that about you.
There's literally nothing in any of your past that could come back to haunt you. Nothing.
No, I've actually had a very nice life, to be honest, and I know that none of my family members or close family friends are going to come and, like, yoink us across planes of existence at any point in time. At least without saying, like, hey, do you want to come to this plane of existence? And you're like, no, actually, I'm good. To be like, hey, fair enough. You can stay here. I'm going to take the people that will willingly come with me.
Also, yeah, I don't know that anyone I know has powers of teleportation of any
description. I don't actually know anyone that could do that, but, like, you know, for the purposes of this conversation.
I don't think anyone's looking for me.
Well, then is there anything you want to know while they're sharing?
Yeah, what was that contract that you signed, Emmy?
I thought we talked about this.
Did we? I don't know, it was weeks ago.
um, some things are private between me and my father, and I don't think I need to. I don't ask you about your parents, just like Ori said, like sometimes I don't know everything about you. You don't need to know everything about me. I don't think it's got anything to do with us. So,
I think Aery's asking out of concern more than anything.
well, I don't need you to be concerned about me, okay?
Can we be concerned about us and the possible repercussions of whatever that contract was that could have on us if we do continue traveling with you?
Look, if it had anything to do with any of you, then I wouldn't have signed it without asking, okay? I
Okay.
promise.
Hmm.
That seems fair to me.
Yeah, but how does Oriana feel about that? She refused.
Well, maybe it doesn't matter what Oriana thinks.
Maybe it does matter what she thinks. She obviously
wasn't
knows
the
a lot
same
about the
contract.
situation.
It was not the same.
Oh, she knows more
contract.
than me? Just because she's
She
older? Just
offers
because she's like been there longer? What, she knows more than I do?
Eminence. Right now, your insecurities are speaking.
At that point, the door opens up, and Asscat kind of walks in with like a large tray, and you can see immediately that he looks like a little sheepish. I heard some raised voices, so I've got some drinks and a spread. And he steps over to the table and puts the tray down.
Greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much, Ascat. That looks wonderful.
Oh, I didn't get the butter for the bread. Thank you.
If there's anything you need,
We'll
just
let you know.
let me know.
Do you think you can install soundproofing in here? Is that a thing? Don't want to annoy everyone else.
I'll look into it.
Good to know. We just get
And
very loud.
Hmm.
he
Just
starts
up
heading
anyone
over.
else's breakfast.
He kind of makes his way over to the door and, Destria was asking after you. But take your time. I'll have him wait in the garden.
I mean, I think you should be fine to come in, right?
He's here now.
What do you mean,
I
right?
said that you hadn't woken up yet. So
We are
if you need
awake.
time. It was after I heard that. I can get him. You want?
Sounds great.
Maybe. Yes.
Yeah.
Destria was that kid, right?
Mhm.
Or was that someone else? Yeah, yeah.
The innovative
The guy that we
kid.
left behind.
Mm.
We had no way of contacting him. That's his fault.
That's my fault, but it's his fault.
Natalie believes that it's his fault. So.
Yeah. Okay, the door swings shut.
No one's keen to get back into that conversation.
Well, in light of the accomplishments, however you want to view them, that together we have achieved within our times of traveling together, I would like to pick up this conversation later, as difficult as it might be to continue. Both of you have your own pasts and histories, whatever they may be. I know I am an open book. Should you have any questions about my own past and histories? Emmy, I know that you are not a bad person, and no matter what my senses tell me, or your actions have shown otherwise since you've been traveling with us, this is probably not a conversation that we should have in company of someone outside our party, and apparently this private dining space is not as private as we thought it was.
What do you mean
You
you
just
know
yell a
another
lot.
person?
You are, to an extent. Like, none of us are purely good or evil, but you. You are. Enough.
Okay.
Also, I don't think we've forgotten about that whole minions, not companions comment either.
Yeah, oh yeah, we're not pets or something.
Look, would you rather me have told a literal lord of hell that you were my friends? How did you think that would go?
Well, apparently we weren't in any danger, so I would assume fine from what you've both said.
Oh, nobody said you weren't in any danger.
You are always.
I'm not entirely certain where you got that impression from.
I mean, you said it wasn't
Only
a big
just-
deal, so I kind of assumed that I wasn't going to die. Because death and, like, maiming a person is kind of a big deal? I don't know, maybe that one's on me.
It didn't end up being a big deal, but had you been this amount of rude to our father, probably wouldn't have left.
Okay, I'm just going to give you a word of advice. Someone being honest and open and blunt with you is not being rude on you if you're taking it that way. Just saying.
You've attempted this morning to judge us on a binary system of good and evil. I feel like that is rude.
No. I have said that irrespective of that, I am judging you on your actions that you have done. If I was going off of
But
this
the fact that
binary
you're
scale,
considering that at all, a
kind
spell.
of,
You're making judgments based on a spell, based on your version of good and evil.
based, yes, on my faiths, and I am actively choosing to ignore that, because if I did go off that, Oriana, we would not be having this conversation at all.
Wait, what spell?
It's not a spell. It's just a thing because of me and who I am as a person and what I do.
And
So
you
it's
can-
okay for you to do things when it's who you are as a person. You have no grounds to judge us
Yes,
on who we are, of how we grew up. The fact that you now know, you can tick an extra little thing off your checkbox of things that you know about that doesn't change anything about who we are. Nothing.
correct. That is why I'm saying I've based it
Then
off the
why is
actions
this
and deeds that we've
conversation
had.
happening at all?
Okay.
You could have just said, cool, we didn't want to go there. We will attempt not to take you with us next time, if there's a next time.
I don't think that you're quite understanding the weight of the situation and the trauma that potentially some of us have experienced with this, Oriana. I'm not saying that I'm putting blame on you for taking us, but if we'd had some kind of forewarning and had some kind of mental preparation before going into that, it would have been a very different experience. Like, yes, sure, my system may be binary to you. I may have a skewed version of good and evil, but I do know for a fact that your father and heritage and the faith that I practice are opposite ends. So, of course, I was uncomfortable and I was scared, and I did not want to be in that situation. You did not teleport us. I am not blaming you. What I am saying is that what I felt was fear and scared, and I thought that we were friends, and if I was wrong in my judgment, I apologize. But I am hurt. And if I'm not expressing that correctly, I also apologize. I do not think that you are evil. Yes, that is the sense that I got, but I'd choose not to believe it.
I'm not certain if that's a good or a bad thing, but I suppose I appreciate it. And now you know. You know who our father is? I'm not going to say there are no more secrets. Everybody has secrets. But that's the big one.
I understand the weight of this information, but I hope that you can trust us. I would never judge a person off their heritage. It's not us to choose our parents.
Sometimes it is.
It's usually not us that choose our parents.
Also, I just want to clarify. Our criticisms are of your father's actions, not of yours. Or at least mine are. I felt uncomfortable in that situation from everything that him and his minions put us through. It's not an indication of how you were. I'm just worried about you both. You have a very powerful father who is terrifying. And I don't get scared of things. Like, I can absolutely see how you would feel small and powerless and then would do things that, like, you know, you just needed to do because you need to survive and you need to be alive, and saying one bad thing gets you killed. I get that. I absolutely do.
You think I'm afraid?
I don't think you're afraid. I just think that you've spent your life doing things at the behest of someone who has the temper of a small candle. Ready to burn at any light.
It's not exactly how candles work, but I think I understand.
You have a
The
fire
comparison.
and you have a wick. Isn't that a thing? Do you not have the same candles as I do?
Yes, but never mind.
Promise it makes sense. That's my judgment to him. It's not to you.
Coffee? Anyone?
Yeah, I need another one.
Eminence will kind of
Shouldn't, but I will.
and Bryn's hands when she takes the cup are like,
It's like, I can kill poison if I need to. If it gets too bad, it's fine.
Yeah, it's like just clattering on the little tea tray. Just
no such thing as caffeine.
Did she end up putting the alcohol in the coffee?
No, not yet.
Should have started that earlier.
The door opens and in walks Destria. Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Good morning, Destria.
It is very good to see all of you. I understand you've been out adventuring.
Yeah, about that. I forgot to take your details, so I didn't know how to tell you where to meet us, and then we had to go. So
It's
sorry.
totally okay. I understand. I had some time to do a little bit of research, and I found out about this this thing that you can do with artificing, where you can sort of weave magic into like mechanical creations. And I thought it would be something worth exploring. And I was wondering, do any of you know like magic or how to learn magic, or have like a book or something, or know someone who has a book?
A lot of us know magic, but I don't think we learned it from books. I mean, I didn't learn it from book. Bryn is very well read, I believe. Maybe she has, but I don't know if they are magic books or like plant books or.
Wait, you didn't learn magic from a book? How did you learn?
By accident. I don't really know what I'm doing. Sometimes crazy things happen. We've been really lucky, by the way, you guys.
Yeah, I'm well read, but not in Arcana. I'm sorry. My magical abilities come from my faith, so it's kind of borrowed magic as it is.
Mine
would
come from
suggest
an axe.
finding
Very
Yes.
reliable source of
Mm.
magic.
There are always other people that can give you power.
Oh,
If you look,
like who?
like you need to find someone who is way more powerful than you, like even more powerful than us, and we're like pretty good.
Well, I mean, I'm
And-
trying with you, so if they're way more powerful than you, because I mean, you haven't really taught me that much so far.
I mean, we
You
can
know-
try. Not
Yeah,
kind
if you
enough.
want to learn magic like from a book, if you don't feel like you can just do it like naturally, then you should probably look into like an academy or something for mages, like for wizards or something.
I
Is
don't
there anything
know
like that here?
Not here. There is one up north in Andapolis, but building up the courage to actually, disavow the family and take enough money for a tuition and go is kind of a big deal. So I'm just baby steps.
Do you have to disavow your family to go to
Well,
school?
Mom kind of expects me to inherit the treasury.
Oh, that sounds terrible. Why would you not want to
Pretty
inherit
involved.
the treasury?
To be clear, I don't inherit what's in the treasury. I would manage it.
Oh,
It's
that's
a lot
weird.
of math and trading and talking and bartering, and
You can't just tell her you don't
Yeah.
want to do that.
I have.
Doesn't she have
She
a
didn't.
daughter? Can't they take over?
Well, I can't read my own handwriting. What's her name?
We've met her though, right? She was with her
Yeah,
mum
yeah.
when they were at the tavern.
Oh, yeah. Verthica. She's she's a little more strong-willed, like Mom.
So wouldn't she suit it then?
Maybe you've just got to be
As
stronger in this instance.
far as I understand, she would want to be sort of running things while I would be in the back doing the paperwork, which
Oh, I see.
may not be a bad thing, but may also be terribly boring.
Have you thought about, instead of disavowing them, to just like lie to them for a bit and say that you're going to academy to learn about numbers and actually learn magic instead?
I haven't thought of that.
I mean, I was going to suggest like you could find a way to argue that furthering your education in other fields could be useful to the craft that you will be pursuing to support the family business. But yeah, you could just straight up lie. I guess that's also an option.
That's also a
You
good
learn
idea.
something about numbers, but mostly learn magic, and then you're not fully lying, but just like
Surely
not telling them the whole truth.
magic would require numbers of some kind, surely. Wouldn't be
No,
a
have you
complete
met
lie.
me?
Well, I mean, if it's a treasury, is the family business, surely arcane security would be a route you could go down pursuing, because would you not want to
Yeah.
protect what is inside the treasury?
What about
Some
innovation?
Abjuration, that could be good, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Eminence, you were saying maybe I could just get power from somebody? Like, if I don't have to, like, leave, then I could stay with the family, I could make Mom happy, and I could get magic on my own and practice artificing, and then once I feel confident enough, then I can go out and do things.
Okay, I'm just going to stop you right there.
Is that not a thing?
Look, not all of us are the best at like study and books and things like that. I understand that, and there are other options, but you should be very aware of what it might mean for the rest of your family. Like, I don't know your mother. I've met her. She seems
Like
a
a
lot.
bitch.
She seems like a lot. But I'm just saying,
Strong-willed.
Like a
maybe,
bitch.
maybe any path that you take, you might not be able to go back to her, so you would need to be very sure that it's what you want to do.
Okay. I think I'll keep that in the back pocket.
Yeah, I think what you're talking about of like how to just like get magic, you would have to like make a pact with something very powerful. And a lot of those pacts are like, you know, you'll get the magic, but you have to live your life for whatever you make that bargain with.
Okay. Well, what if I could find somebody powerful who would be willing to give me power or magic for
Why?
something that aligns with what I want to do, like
Maybe
helping people?
Yeah, maybe if you can. I mean, I haven't done it, so I don't know, but maybe if you could get in contact with like a deity or something
Oh, yeah,
powerful
okay.
like that, who, hey,
Yep.
hey, you asked for ideas,
I mean, if we're just
but
going to...
something like that is interested in the pursuit of knowledge, you know? And maybe that could work out. But I don't really know. I don't think it's
Okay.
generally an easy thing to just like get magic.
Okay.
Or you could look into the original idea and just look into study. Perhaps be
Yeah,
a
I think
little
books would be
misleading
best.
about what you're doing. Find some way to be escorted there.
I think I could probably get Mom to pay for entry into the Veracium, but I'd really have to swing that. Do you think you could talk to my sister and get her to sort of agree with this? I think if I can get her on board, then we can definitely get Mom.
I think you want us to talk to her?
Well, I mean, the five of you are much better at explaining things than I am. I mean, like I can explain things and I can write them down, and if I have the time to write them down and figure them out, I know that they're good. I can't do that with...
The thing is, like, I mean, actually, you could just write a speech to her, but I feel like if we do this, there is like it's like pretty much a coin flip of whether we would convince her or completely fuck the whole thing up, and I don't know if you would want to trust us with that.
Yeah.
Like, I literally forgot to ask you where you live. Sometimes we have some pretty big oversights in our like choices.
It's the big property out towards the western edge of town. It's we've got about 6 acres. Trees, really big. Well, I mean, bigger trees than... Yeah.
Yeah,
That
you're lucky
sounds
you
nice.
didn't give us that description like 2 days ago. There were big trees everywhere.
Big K on the gate. Yeah, I mean, well, that was... By the way, was that you 5?
Oh
Was that
yeah,
all
that
of you?
was us. Yeah, we did that the other day.
We fixed it up.
That's really cool.
No big deal.
Maybe it was just the right thing to do. It wasn't that hard. There was...
Yeah, we all almost died a few times.
Yeah.
But other than that, no problem.
Yeah.
Some of us almost died.
I think pretty much all of us at some point. Yeah.
Most maybe.
Yeah, at some point, but there was like always someone that was fine, and then all together it was fine.
Do you see, like, maybe us, we're not the best references in this particular instance.
Yeah, and you can see he kind of like nods, but he's definitely his brain is like, these people are so cool. Like, you don't even need to... He's agreeing with you to make sure that the conversation is moving forward, but mentally he's just completely like in his own little world right now.
Yeah.
Wait, I have an idea. Actually, never mind. I don't want to reveal that. I've changed my mind. I didn't have any ideas at all. Don't listen to me.
But okay.
Just to clarify, this means you don't want to travel with us anymore, you don't want to like apprentice under this group, you're happy to go to school somewhere else.
I mean, I still do. I think that there are better ways to do it. If you're going north, then I could go with you.
I mean, yeah, if we're going in the same direction.
Yeah.
I
I
just
mean,
think we
we
need to
could
work
just-
out where we're going. I don't know if we're going
Yeah,
to the
do
right
we know where
place.
we're
Full
going then?
disclosure.
Huh?
You may end up, on a side quest to hell. Apparently, this is something that
See?
needs to be told up front, straight up.
Oriana.
Alright,
now
that's
on,
so
before
good.
we
You're
meet
like telling people.
That sounds so cool.
This is good. This is progress.
No, you're
You
wrong.
guys fight like devils
Let's-
and
No,
stuff.
look,
No,
it's not.
no, it was
the
a
real
house
devil was.
tour.
Sorry.
I don't understand. Is that like a metaphor?
Yes, inspirational
Sure.
quote.
Mm.
It's really about overcoming bad
Okay.
things.
We went on a
Adversity.
house tour.
That's the one.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. I've got some things that I need to research, and look up. But you know where I live. I know where you're here with letters and stuff. Let me know before you leave. Please.
We
Oh,
might.
yeah. No, we will. We know where you live now. Big trees, like 6 acres, big K on the gate.
Yeah.
We have something to do during the day today.
Yeah.
Maybe you can
Yeah,
come back
no,
here
I
at.
don't want to keep you. And he like stands up.
Maybe you can come back at some point, leave a message
Yeah.
with Ascat, and we can reconvene, or maybe we'll be here. Who knows?
Yeah, that sounds good. Okay, yeah, I will send a message, leave a message with ASCAT. Yeah, okay, and
Okay.
goes to the door and
Bye.
leaves. I can let anyone who's interested make an insight check.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Bryn will.
Yeah.
Crap, I haven't got dice out.
No, it's not great.
Oh, it's bad.
I don't even have that bad an insight, but it's only an
Uh,
11.
14 for Bryn.
14?
23.
Oh shit.
My dice
I got
is stuck in my
5,
jar.
so-
My 20 came out.
5 and Oriana.
Insight 21.
21. Okay. So Aery and Ori, and Bryn, he listened to the content of what you were saying, insofar as you were saying things that like agreed with his predetermined gonna become an adventurer mindset. Aery and Ori, the two of you noticed that he did kind of catch on the idea of like getting power from someone else. So you talked about like gods or other powerful creatures that he could reach out to, but he did kind of sit on that for a little bit.
I will remember this.
Yeah, I don't know if that's good or bad. To be a
Small demon
warlock
boy
isn't
makes
bad,
a
but
contract in his lounge room and ends up sacrificing himself to a devil. Definitely not bad.
It's
but the
fine.
thing is, there are
Provided
a lot
it's
of
the correct devil.
yeah. You don't have to be an evil a warlock to an evil creature.
Yeah,
He doesn't have
but
to make a
I
pact
more
with
meant
something bad.
because we were just talking about devils and going on trips to see devils and
Right. Yeah.
all that kind of thing.
Hey. Hopefully he doesn't make a big bad decision.
I'm sure he won't make a bad decision. He seems to have a very good head on his shoulders and definitely
can't
wouldn't go into
control-
something without thinking.
What everyone
What-
else does, it's fine.
Curious choice of words. A big
A big bad.
decision. DM
Yeah.
starts taking notes.
Forget the
Cut to
BBG, just the BBD instead. Big bad decision.
I mean, he has a really good name for a villain. Destra is a very cool name.
That's true.
Destria Cat. Destria the Destroyer.
But then would you even want to
What's
take him
the villain
down and
from
honestly just be
Half?
like, yo, how you doing? Like,
Hey,
good
yeah,
work.
we can be friends with the BBD.
Who's the villain from The Incredibles? I'm getting major that dude vibes.
Syndrome.
Oh,
Yeah?
Syndrome.
Hell yeah.
You sly dog. You've got me monologuing.
All I can think of is that meme that was like, "You dense motherfucker."
So
Which
good.
fits? Which fits?
Yeah. Anyways, it is it is still early morning. You've probably got about 30 or so minutes to your scheduled time to meet with the king.
Holy shit.
Is there anything that y'all want to do before that?
Isn't it like half an hour before we actually will get there? We should probably leave.
Yeah, we should probably
Yeah,
start it.
probs leave.
Mm.
As we're leaving though, will there be an opportunity for me to pull Bryn aside privately?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, what did you need?
I just what you said before about Ori and I. You have some kind of like magic or something and tells you what people are.
Well, like Ori said, it's a little bit of a binary system because it's the beliefs of my patron. But yes, I can do it a couple of times a day if I want
And like
to.
you trust it, right? Like you think it's if you feel it, then it's probably true.
I mean, I trust Sylvanas, my deity, but I do also like to formulate my decision on the actions that people take and experiences that I have. I mean, it's a good initial gauge, but I mean, yes, I do take some stock in it, but I would feel bad to take it as law, like it's the only way to view someone.
Okay, so like when you said I'm enough,
Well, you're enough anyway, Emmy. I mean, just because of the way that my god perceives your personality, I guess. I mean, don't take stock in it that way. You are enough. I mean, when we've traveled together, you've proven that.
oh, okay. Like I knew that. Like thanks. And then she walks on ahead.
Okay, like anytime you need to talk, I'm here.
Cool.
That was weird.
Ascat walks in behind you. What was weird?
Oh, don't worry. Hey, breakfast? Great. Sorry there was some yelling, but you know,
That's-
out of the system.
Fine. If you think it's gonna happen again, I can put like a towel under the door.
No, I don't plan on having like a yell anytime soon again. By the way, remember we're kind of like liaising with the royal court and stuff. Like I don't care being in a side room, but like tablecloth and stuff not being pressed and stuff, I don't care, but we are still just patrons and people.
Yeah, that's sorry.
Don't even sweat. Look at we'll call it
thinking,
even with like the yelling and stuff. So
Yeah.
like yeah.
I don't know. I was thinking like you were wanting like a little more homey adventurer vibe.
Yeah, me love that. If you ever need to gauge for the whole group though, just look at like Aery and Emmy. Just go for that vibe because we won't care, but just go for that vibe.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I can do that.
Mm.
All right. Well, I'll clean this up. And he starts loading everything onto a tray.
You just head out.
You catch up with the rest of your party. Any stops along the way? It's again like a 15-20 minute walk to the central keep. So you have time if you want to look for something or do something on the way.
I think to make our appointment, we were pretty much just like beelining though, just to make sure we're not late in case there's any interruptions on the road.
You start walking 10 minutes, 15 minutes. You can now sort of see the large building rising up in front of you, the circular, almost like sylvan tower sort of twisting up from within the central walls. When Aery, you see it first running down the street towards the five of you. You see yourself. Same like leather coat and suit, shirt open, just like running.
And that's this shit again.
Within a couple of seconds, the rest of you also see this individual running down the street towards the rest of you, and probably gets about, I would say, 50 feet away before you see their eyes kind of make eye contact with the rest of you and kind of like falters and misses a step and stops for a moment, glances back, and then just decides to keep on running. It's about 30 feet away. Yeah. Hi, sorry, it was another... And just keeps running 20 feet away. 10 feet.
So they're still running towards us, like they're not past us yet?
Yeah. Yep.
Can someone stop him? I don't want to mess up.
Yeah, I'm on it. Bryn's gonna like step forward and like pull out her polearm and just be like, all right, I just hold up, wait. And if
stops for a little bit.
Yeah, no, conversation happening. You said that you wouldn't do it, and you've broken trust.
It's the other way I did the mirror thing you were telling me about.
You said that you wouldn't do Aery's face at all again, and
you
I appreciate it.
Did I say that?
You did say that. Yeah, you did.
We were very
that.
specific.
You can see once again, he glances back and looks back over.
What have you done? What have you done with my face?
Just some business.
What's
it's not
business?
A big deal. I
want to look to see like if I see anyone chasing.
Yeah, make a perception check.
Yeah.
And Bryn's gonna grab his arm so that he can't just bolt.
Hey, I'm not going any.
Yeah, no, you know what?
You are a very handsy group of people.
Correct.
Yeah,
well,
kind of understand why we don't trust you, maybe.
And he kind of like reaches back out of the cloak and once again sort of like pulls it over his head and then pulls it back over, and he's back to like that sort of scraggly face, the chin strap beard on the bottom, like the much larger brow, sort of sun cracked lines across the forehead.
That was a 15.
15. Looking down the street, you don't see anything. People are coming and going. You see that your commotion of sort of being in this main thoroughfare has turned heads of apparently these two like Fey twins getting into a fight. But as nothing stands out to you beyond the ordinary.
Does Aery need to change his face? Should Aery be concerned right now?
Yes, are people going to come after me?
That shirt. Do you have that shirt in not that?
What, are you pretending to wear my clothes? What?
No, it's just very similar to something that I was wearing yesterday. I think I saw you wearing it a couple of days ago, and I was like, oh, that's nice. So I went and, got something. It's fine. Here, you know what? Actually, don't take the jacket.
Not a stinky jacket. What? Why would you do that? We specifically said to you.
Do you want a drink? We should get a drink.
No, we're going to stand right here and see what's coming after you.
Actually, is there like a little side alley or something like that?
Yeah. There's definitely like a little place in between buildings.
Yeah, Aery, maybe we'll just go off the main thoroughfare for a hot second.
Okay.
Can I take off my jacket?
No.
Then I just...
No. You made this bed and you will lie in it.
I've changed the face. If they recognize the clothes, then it's not going to make a point that I changed the face, and then they're going to fucking and
Yeah, I
tosses
super
the
don't
cloak back
give a
over
fuck.
and takes it off. And once again, you can see that they're wearing Aery's face.
No, don't do that.
It's no.
Take it off. Take it off.
Yeah, no, like, do you want me to moonbeam you? Because this is how you get moonbeamed.
Oh, don't
I'm
do
going
that.
your fucking head off. Stop putting my face on.
There are people coming over, and I need to do business either
Yeah, okay.
as this
Not that.
or change my clothes, because otherwise I lose the whole multiple identities thing. It's kind of a
Don't care. It is
Kinda sounds
better
like
if
a
they
good
know you
plan.
have multiple identities, because then they will know that your identity as me,
Oh,
who you are not, is fake.
he pulls out sort
Harry
of like a
levels
leather-
his wand at him.
Yeah,
pulls out
Bryn
a
is
leather
like
sack.
Bryn's dragging into
gold.
the alley, so.
I will change my face if you let me change my clothes. And you can see that like, the small sack is just jingling with coins.
Well,
Not
you're
here,
going to
not
change
now,
your
I just
face
have things to
anyway.
do. Yes, okay. Then take this and let me change my clothes.
Fine, change your stupid clothes.
Thank
Kind of
you.
let go of his
And-
arm when
Yeah,
Aery
he
says that.
finally pulls it free. That is a firm grip.
Yeah, I know.
Sort of shakes it and steps into the alley, and once again pulls like the cloak over his face and pulls it back off. And this time he's got like a third face. He looks to be almost like an older. I can see his face. Like an older Sean Connery. He's got like a little bit of paunch on the side, like a salt and pepper mustache on top, big, great bushy eyebrows. And here we go. Sort of takes the jacket off. Starts to like unbutton his shirt and starts to flip it inside out. And you can see that the inside of the shirt has like a different pattern and design sewn into it. So as he sort of pulls it back on, it's like a much more less form-fitting compared to Aery's clothing. It's like much looser around everywhere else. Takes the leather jacket, sort of like rolls the sleeves in on himself and ties these leather straps around the side and pulls it open and puts it on his head like a cap. Did I miss a meme?
No, me and Rob keep posting. We just keep saying the same thing in chat at the same time.
Sean Connery's dead, and he died at like 95. So when you say older Sean Connery,
In my head, I think of like 60-year-old Sean Connery.
Like-
Yeah.
old James Bond Sean Connery.
Yes.
I think we just broke that news that he's dead to a lot of people.
I died in October of last year. Hold
I'm
on.
sorry. I'm so sorry, everybody.
Oh no. Coronavirus.
2020.
F's in
let's
chat for
just-
Sean Connery.
F's in chat. Oh
F's in
no.
chat for our noticing of pop culture things.
So many, yeah. Anyways, yeah, it takes a minute or so, but you see two individuals making their way down the street. Both of them surprisingly tall compared to most of the people here. Like, this is mostly like an elven, half-elven human city, so there is like a good distribution of height, but these two people very clearly are like head and shoulders above everyone else. You could see that they both appear to be human, sort of like dark tan skin, and they're very clearly like looking as they're moving down the street.
Harry is
And-
going to stand behind someone tall.
Oh, combo behind Bryn and Natalie,
Hmm.
like shielding. And Bryn's going to say, did you use Aery's accent? Or did you talk?
No, why would I don't? It's a face.
What? Well, you use
You also
different
put
faces,
it
but the
down.
same accent for everyone you portray.
Who am I? A guy who can do different voices.
Are you done? This isn't funny.
No.
Getting caught wasn't funny.
Well,
Can I
but
just
be
use my
better at
voice?
not
Nobody knows.
getting
You know
caught.
who I am. You know who I am. I'm just going to use my voice.
Is it even your voice? You know what? I don't care. As long as it's not mine, I don't fucking care. I can't believe you told us you wouldn't use my face and then you did it anyway.
I was...
The next day.
The next fucking day.
Literally the next, not even 24 hours later. It's like 18 hours max later.
I would like to go on record as saying I am not surprised.
The next day. That's rough. Anyways, and the two like taller figures kind of going down the street. One of them catches line of sight of Aery. Just like the weirdest, luckiest set of chance. They're like looking at a person as they walk by, and their gaze directly comes to Bryn and Natalie, and kind of lets the gaze pass over, peering down the alleyway, sees the old man, and sees similar looking hairstyle, and starts to make their way over to the rest of you, and kind of like pulls the other one on the hand. And the two of them start making their way over. They're about 30 feet away. Okay, are they gone? I can't really see
Coming
out from
towards us
behind the
now,
two.
actually.
They're coming
Thank
towards
you.
us right now.
Yes, they are.
Coming towards us right now?
Yes, they are.
Oh my god.
Should Aery be running right now?
I may have given information that I took from your brains without your consent, and a couple of people might want that information, so they're trying to find me, but I was wearing Aery's face. Good, now we're caught up. Hi!
I'm going to fucking kill you.
And at this point, the other two humans walk up to the rest of you, and they're tall. They're like 6'6", like the Rock levels of height. You can see that they're wearing like these rough leathers, but they also have what look to be like stone plates sewn into the leather, sort of almost like super primitive like scale mail, but with stone. And on the stone itself, you can see a whole bunch of these sort of intricate engravings showing different arcane symbols. One of them approaches Bryn and Natalie and looks at the two of you.
Bryn has...
To whom?
To whom?
Looks past the two of you to Aery.
I am not the person who you think I am. You should be speaking to this guy.
Yeah, Bryn has like firmly taken Sherlock's like arm again as well. As soon as that information was given, she's just like, well, not letting you go.
Yeah, Aery still has like this one pointed at his face.
I'm an old man. I don't know.
Shut up.
You're not fooling anyone. No,
I was getting bread.
If you don't shut the fuck up, I am going to blast you in the face.
Yeah, remember that spell that I was talking about that you don't want? I will do it. I've had a bad day, okay?
I don't know what's happening. Help me, tall, nice kids. These people have kidnapped me.
You are such thin ice right now.
The two humans are just looking on in total confusion.
What do you want? Bryn's going to turn back to them.
We would like to speak with Hazza.
Hazza doesn't exist. You've been talking to this motherfucker who is a changeling and has been stealing my face and other people's faces to create false identities, and now they are pretending to be an old man. 5 minutes ago, they were running down the street looking like me.
The eyes kind of narrow. Make a persuasion check.
I don't remember how to roll in D&D Beyond, so I was going to roll.
You just roll actual dice, that's fine.
Okay. 16 plus 7... which is 23.
23.
Nice.
As the eyes shift over to the old man. The changeling. Then let us speak with this one.
How do you
No,
speak with
I
him? Because I
just
kind of want
want
to kill him.
I want to get bread.
Okay, like if you do not drop the
Breakfast.
act, I am going to moonbeam you so fast. Like seriously. I'll do it. I will do it.
He like fake drops to a knee.
Oh,
He like doesn't let him drop because he's got his arms like, no, you don't, motherfucker. You.
It seems you hold no goodwill to Hazza. I think
Oh no, quite the opposite.
the five of you, unless you have business with him, should move along.
Oh no, I very much still have business with him. So what do you need him for?
Looks back at the old man. Looks at the five of you. Looks back at the old man. Tell us about the stone.
That seems like a business with us and not him.
Aery, as you say that, you see that, like, despite with your passive insight, your passive perception, despite the attempt at the character act of an old man, when the two mention the stone, Shazarash's eyes kind of go a little bit wider. And then you say that's business with us, and just lets out a visible sigh of relief.
Whoops.
Oh. So you did business with Hazza? Do
Oh,
you
no,
know
talk to
where
us
the
about stuff
stone
yesterday.
is?
No.
Make a deception check.
Wait, can I just check? Was he talking to Hazza when he said tell us about the stone, or was he talking to us?
Yes, he was talking to Hazza.
Oh, I thought he said that to us. Otherwise, I wouldn't have said anything.
Oh,
I thought
okay,
that he
okay.
said that. I thought that he was still talking to us and said that.
Sure. Roll a d20 for me.
I feel like it's too
3.
late now. We just gotta kill these motherfuckers.
Yeah. I feel like even in this scenario, just like how pointed and quickly it came out, you in that moment as Aery just had to like get it right. We're the ones with the stone. Like
Yeah.
just had to step in.
But also, he did just say to us that he had revealed, like, Shazrak had said that he
took
had revealed
information
information. We would be assuming that they probably already know. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I thought that they were talking to us, because I thought that he had told them that we had it.
Yeah. I think in this moment, instead of retconning, for the sake of the narrative, it's a little bit more interesting to continue. Yeah, so they look at the five of you. What was your deception check? Saying no?
Oh shit, I didn't. 7 plus 7, 14?
14. The tall one sort of looks at you and looks at the other. The other looks out, makes eye contact, and then glances around the street. And you get the sense that they're not preparing for a lot more conversation.
Speaking of them looking at the five of us, I would like to try to
Mhm.
use an ability I haven't had a chance to yet. Would you say that since we are in an alleyway, there would be some area nearby of dim light?
Yeah, absolutely. It's early morning, so there's sort of like that like blue shadow in between the two buildings. There are a couple of crates stacked up that just haven't been attended to, so you've definitely got some room.
Perfect. While all this has been happening, and hoping that they didn't really take too much notice of how many people were grabbing this guy while they were distracted, Eminence would like to have kind of stepped back into the shadows of the alleyway, and I'm going to use one with shadows to become invisible until I move or take an action or a reaction.
Oh, dang. Yeah. You step back into the shadow a little bit and just kind of melt into the darkness and disappear completely. Yeah, absolutely. At this point, the tall human looks at the rest of you. An interested party would like the stone. We are willing to pay for it, or we are willing to take it.
I mean, that's too bad because we don't have it.
The other one sort of reaches behind and pulls out a large leather sack about this big, and it looks to be just like solid heavy from the looks of it, and holds it up. 2,000 gold for information.
Okay, well, we can like tell you about the rock, but we can't give it to you because we don't have it. So we can give you information about it, but we cannot give it to you.
You can
We
walk
also
away
did not have
rich,
time with this morning.
or you can stay here bleeding out.
Oh, sweetie, I don't think that's the way it's going to go.
And Bryn, at like that comment, cast aid on Aery, Ori, and Emmy. And it is
Sure.
not. It's within range. It's not someone you can see. So if she knew that Emmy was in proximity with her, she would still be able to cast it on Emmy.
Sure. I just want to double check. Okay, yeah. At this, as you cast a spell, they immediately respond, and the leather sack is dropped as blades are drawn almost immediately. And from the backs of both of them, you can see almost like mechanical wings suddenly open up, leather sort of extending out, and you can see again those like arcane symbols seemingly like patterned into the leather of these wings. Let's go ahead and roll for initiative.
Keep rolling sevens.
I got a 2.
And the three of you that I mentioned in 8 have 5 additional hit points.
I was going to ask what level that was at.
How much? 5?
Yes.
Good.
Okay. And awesome. Bryn, how'd you do?
11.
11. Natalie.
I got a 16.
16. Aery.
7.
7. Ori.
3. Oh, wait, -1. 2.
2. Emmy. You're muted.
My bad. 19.
Yeah. 19. Okay. And great. Emmy, you are up first. You see they draw their weapons. These sort of like almost mechanical wings extend out behind them with this great big boost of air. What would you like to do? You are invisible in the back of this alleyway.
I would like to cast blindness on whoever's closest to me.
Okay, yeah. Well, the two are sort of at the entrance to the alleyway, side by side. So one of them has sort of like this almost like cropped mohawk in the top. The other one just has sort of like a short buzz cut.
Actually, if I cast it at 3rd level or higher, I can target one additional creature. So I can cast it at both of them.
Okay, yeah. Does your invisibility fade when you do that?
It will.
Okay. Great. Do they wisdom save?
It's a con save of 14.
Con save. Yes. Okay. Okay. One of them you can see sort of like the eyes suddenly just swirl over with this milky white. The other one seems unaffected. They kind of blink rapidly for a moment, but continue to look on, focusing. Anything else?
Can I use that one with the shadows as a bonus action to like disappear again?
What kind of is it a feature?
Invisible.
Okay.
It's just under actions in D&D Beyond.
Yeah. Eldritch Invocation costs 1 action. Yeah, it takes an action.
Like if I can do that, I will. Otherwise, I'll just kind of chill.
Awesome. Yeah, so using your action to cast the spell, I would have to say you step forward to do the incantations. Yeah, you can start trying to fade away, but it's going to take a little bit of time for you to like fall back into the shadows, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I'll at the very least step back into kind of cover, whatever cover I've found.
Awesome. Natalie, you are up.
Sure. I would like to first rage. And this time when I do that, there is a spectral figure that appears as a shadow behind me. It is a 7-foot orc that stands behind me with a large great axe and full plate armor. And then I would like to attack the one that does not have the milky eyes. So the other one that seems mostly uninhibited, whatever. And use that would initiate my ancestral protectors, where that that orc form would kind of like, as I bring down the great axe, it would like form with the front of his chest, kind of like a possession. That would take over his body, but I attack for 2 attacks having been enraged, and that would be recklessly also. Sorry, there are a lot of things I need to say.
It's totally fine. I like all of it.
So the first one is a 15 to hit. The second...
Yep.
Also?
Go ahead.
The second is a 17 to hit.
Yeah, so a 15, you raise your great axe and swing it down, and as you do, you come like right into the chest. The stone plate almost seems to like pulse and glow for a moment, and you watch as the stone seems to kind of expand up across the torso a little bit, and the axe just bites into the stone, and you quickly wrench it free, and it suddenly kind of shrinks back to regular size. The second blow, you're able to swing just a little bit faster, and again, this time you go for like the midsection. You watch as the stone plate kind of seems to expand as if to reach out and like protect from the blow,
Mhm.
but you're able to swing fast enough in order to strike and land. So your second is a hit.
Okay. That's maximum on a D12, my friends.
Hey, all
So
right.
that's pretty sick. That would be 12 plus 4 plus... Is it still 2 for the rage bonus at the moment? Let me check. Yes, plus 2. So that would be 18.
Awesome. Excellent. Yeah, you bring your blade up and whoosh, just smash through the armor, and he grunts out in pain. Yes, that is Natalie. Anything else?
That is all I can do. That's
Okay,
a bonus
so-
action and an action. I would like to kind of position myself in a place that's like in between the two. Like I want to be able to catch one if I can, but not hugely important.
In between the two, like, tall dudes?
Yeah, so kind of like I want to try and see if I can get them both in range, but it's not hugely important as long as I'm beside and closer to the other one.
Gotcha. So they're side by side. I see them as sort of at the mouth of this alley. The rest of you have kind of like stepped into the alley with you and Bryn sort of in the front.
Mhm.
You can sort of try to maneuver in a way so as to, if they want to try to move past, they have to get past you, but
Yeah.
they do kind of have to do that anyways.
Cool.
They are up next. You see that they kind of open their mouth and start almost like this lyrical tune seems to come out, and it doesn't have words, but one of them, they both kind of start singing this song at the exact same time, and it seems to like resonate off of each other. And the one that is blinded actually closes their eyes and then brings their blade back and turns the head to look at you, Natalie. And they are going to take some swings.
Don't like that.
Yes, they attack. That is a 26 to hit and a 19 to hit as the blade swings twice.
Correct, they will both hit.
Awesome. That is some damage.
Damage. We love that damage.
Yep. That is 18 slashing damage as the blade swings across. And you notice that as they're swinging, anytime the blade like hits, the tune that they're singing kind of like changes and shifts a little bit. Almost as if they're like somehow sharing information with this song. The other one with the eyes open is like observing you as well. They are going to
Can I also just check that would still be a resistant?
Yes, so that is 18 slashing damage, so resistant is 9.
Cool. All good.
Yeah,
all
halved
good.
is 9. Yeah. The other one is going to... You see that they sort of toss the blade into the left hand and quickly reach down to their side and grab sort of like this weird like oblong stone that has all of these runes and carvings on it, and they crush the stone and seem to hold it for a moment and then let loose the stone towards the back, towards Eminence, who just cast a spell. This is a ranged spell attack, so in melee range it is with disadvantage.
Also, can I do Spirit Shield on that as well?
Yes. Spirit Shield is.
I think I just need to set
plus
up for
2.
damage, but that's plus 2d6 to reduce damage, as long as
Awesome.
the creature is within 30 feet.
Awesome. Well, let's see if it hits first.
Yeah, fair.
That is with disadvantage. That is a 12 to hit Eminence.
So that my armor class is a 12, so that hits, doesn't it?
That is a hit. Yeah.
Okay, then. Ow.
Yeah.
First of all.
You watch as like this arcane swirl of like lightning just bolts out of the hand towards the target and strikes into you. Is there anything that you want to do to respond?
Hellish rebuke.
Okay, let's rebuke hellishly.
Sorry, I am taking a picture.
2 6s.
Where is my phone? Yes.
Ah,
I can't find it. There it is. Is this the one that was blinded or not blinded?
this is the one that was not blinded.
So technically, that
This
would have been
is Mohawk
impacted
Lad.
by ancestral protectors, which means that
With
if
disadvantage.
yes, but if the target hits a creature other than it, the creature has resistance to the damage dealt by the attack as well.
Hey, awesome. So let's reduce it first.
Oh yes, so that's 12.
12, yeah.
busy
So
taking
that
pictures.
was 28 lightning damage, which is reduced by 12 to 16, which is halved to 8 by the resistance. So you take 8 lightning damage. Yeah, you see this bolt just lash out and strike into you. You're not able to get out of the way in time. And despite that effect, as your eyes kind of like refocus back in, you could see this massive orc spectral figure sort of like trying to absorb some of the blow. And even though the form is like fully spiritual and transparent, you could see sort of like lightning sort of flickering through the form as if it's like lightning and thunderclouds up above. Yeah, they are not thrilled about that, and they turn towards you, Natalie, and the tune changes and increases in tempo.
I'm gonna get myself killed, aren't I?
That is their turn. Bryn, you're up. Aery, you are on deck.
Wait, did you get to dodge my hellish rebuke? What happened there?
Oh yeah, Hellish Rebuke. What attack or what?
Dex save of 14.
Dex save. That is a 17. Okay. Anything else, or is
it
it half
half
damage?
damage? I'm pretty sure it's half damage, isn't it?
That up now. Is that half damage? Takes 2d10 fire damage on a failed save, or half as much damage on a successful one.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Love it.
Fire.
Of course, I don't have a d10 at hand.
Is blindness a concentration spell?
Ooh. I don't think so.
Doesn't appear to be. Hey, awesome.
No, he's
blindness
just
is
blind
strong.
for a minute.
Yeah. Awesome.
And-
Let's get the damage.
5.
5. Yeah, 5 damage. Halved? Or is that already?
No, that's already halved.
Okay. Excellent. Bryn.
Bryn is just gonna turn to Shazrak because she's still holding his arm, just be like, "Don't go anywhere. We'll find you," and then just like release him. And she's gonna turn and step forward with Natalie, and she's going to the guy that has been damaged the most. She's gonna.
Yeah, that's the guy with the mohawk. He is not blinded. He's the guy who just did the sort of spell from a stone.
Yeah, so she's gonna take her attacks against him with a halberd.
Okay.
So, not good. So 11 for the first one. Oh, ass rolls. 12 for the second.
Yep.
Which I'm assuming neither hit.
Nope.
Yeah.
Anything else?
She is going to. No, she'll just. She had to be 10 feet to attack. So yeah, I think with her when she went to attack, she wouldn't have gone like side by side with Natalie. She would have stayed just behind so that she still has
Staggered.
Yeah, but also just still has Aery, Ori, and Emmy kind of within that 10 foot of her as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, she'll endoturn that.
Awesome. Yeah, and the halberd, it's great in wide open places and fields and forests, but in a narrow 8 foot wide crack between two buildings, your halberd, you imagine you would probably have a difficult time just turning it fully sideways in this alley. So you do try to get some swings, but again, it's just difficult to maneuver. Okay, Aery, you are up. You're muted.
I am muted.
Hey.
I would like to cast Chromatic Orb at first level. So we'll see how we go. At the one closest, so the one that Bryn also tried to attack.
Yeah, this is the guy with the mohawk who's already been damaged the most.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah. Let's get a attack roll.
How do I roll in?
You can just click cast.
Did that work? I think I clicked it twice.
Brynjael? I don't see yours. Oh, are you in the...
I can see everyone else's rolls. That's fine. I'll just roll. I don't know why it's being a pain in the ass. That is an 18. And my spell, is it spell attack? Is the, because I have modifier and
your spell attack modifier.
But is it modifier or is it spell attack? Because I have one that says modifier.
Yeah, so you add your spell attack modifier, which for you is +8.
Okay, but there's also like a thing next to it that says modifier is +5, and my spell attack is +8, and they're separate.
Where do you see the...
On my phone, I can send you a snap of it. Sorry for fucking up the pacing, but
It's totally fine.
it is. Yeah.
So I see that your... Oh, yeah. So your modifier as a sorcerer is a +5 because of your charisma modifier. You add your proficiency because it's a spell attack. So that's 5 plus 3.
So 18
so +8.
plus
Yeah.
8.
Yeah.
What, 26?
26. Yeah, 26 definitely hits. What's the damage type?
I'm going to use lightning damage.
Lightning, okay.
Oh, wait, it actually rolled. Did you see that? It's only a 3, so it's really bad, but does that show up in the chat?
Yeah, this lightning bolt just spins and rotates. Yeah, I see it. You pull out your crystal orb and spin this chromatic orb of lightning energy forward.
It's actually in his wand. He has like a diamond embedded.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It flicks out and sort of spirals through the air, sort of crackling loudly. It crashes into the chest of the armor. He kind of staggers back a step, but continues singing. And you once again hear the tune kind of like shift just a little bit, as if there's like a chord change in the background to how they're singing to each other. Yeah, anything else?
Aery would just like quickly like flick his eyes back to Shazarak and be like, "It's right, you better not go anywhere, or that will be you." Even though he only did 3 damage, still.
Yeah. It's actually Shazarash's turn. They collapse to the ground and say, "I just wanted bread!" And that's their turn. Oriana, you are up. Emmy, you're on deck.
Oh, what a useless little shit. Causing all these problems and then fucking... Lily, shush. I'm not calling you a useless shit. And then doing nothing. She's in the door and she's crying at me. If I step through Bryn and Natalie or step up next to them, would a 15-foot cone hit both the dudes?
Yeah, absolutely. However, you would be right next to them. You would be in melee range for their next round.
Can I not just stick my hands through my friends? No, I think it's probably worth it. Because I can't think of anything else to do. I am going to use my legacy to cast Burning Hands on them.
Okay, make an attack roll. spell attack, or is it dex save?
Wait. It's a dex save, which is a shame because
Hey.
that was 19 to hit.
Nah.
Hmm.
Burning hands. Yeah, dex save. Are you going for the Mohawk lad or for the blinded buzzcut lad who has not taken damage yet?
Oh, I said, could I grab them both if I did that?
Burning hands
15-foot cone.
is. Oh, it is a cone. Yeah. Oh, that's right. You put yourself in melee range. Yeah. Okay. They'll both take a save. That is. Wow, a 6 and a 3. One of them is going to the guy with the mohawk. He is going to use his stone's resistance. That's a 9. That's not better. You watch as you start to cast this cone of fire out towards them. The guy with the mohawk sees he's not going to get out of the way in time. One hand quickly rushes to the chest and smacks the stone plate, and you watch as it kind of like flashes for a moment, releasing sort of like this arcane wave, but it's not enough to push through the force of the fire, and he still ends up getting burnt anyways. Let's get damage.
That is a 17. I did all my maths because it takes me a little while.
17, okay. Awesome. And as you cast a spell as well, the tune once again shifts and changes, the tune that the two of them are singing as it sort of like interweaves with the others. But is there anything else you would like to do?
Yes. I just have to check the wording on this. It says when I, like for War Priest, it says when I use the attack action, does that count as can I use a spell attack for that? I just have to make an attack, or does that not count as an attack because they did a save?
No. There's a difference between using an action to take an attack and using an action to cast a spell.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Just had to double check that one. In which case, no, I'm done.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, that brings us to Emmy. Natalie, you're on deck. You're muted. The struggle.
Twice. The struggle is real. I would like to cast Eldritch Blast at Mohawk Boy.
Okay, yeah. Let's get an attack roll.
Yes, let's. $18.
18 hits.
Yeah. So that
me some
is
damage.
a. Damage. That is 10 damage according to D&D Beyond, which I'm just going to take their word for it.
Okay. Yeah, you're still kind of like, you feel like you should have hurt more from this like massive blast of energy that came out of the stone, but it didn't. And honestly, fuck him for trying to attack you.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Yeah, the Eldritch Blast crashes forward into him. He kind of, the shoulder rolls back. Anything else?
No. Nope. I'm feeling pretty fucking invincible, and I'm convinced I cannot die. So I'm just gonna stand there.
Awesome. Natalie, you are up. Your ancestral guardian, after the full round, the like static lightning within their ethereal form has almost fully dissipated at this point.
Cool, excellent. So I would like to, having still being raged, I would just like to attack twice with my great axe recklessly. Again, that will initiate the, provided that I can hit them. Actually, yeah, I won't say that till I hit. Let's see how we go. Woo, that's okay. That's a 20.
Mhm.
And that's a 23 for the second one.
Yeah,
So
both of those hit.
first hit will again initiate the ancestral protection.
And
then...
this is against Mohawk?
Yes, this is against Mohawk. Sorry, I just assumed that was...
Okay. Yeah.
So that's only a 9 this time. It's not a 12. Which is 15 damage.
Okay.
And then an 11, which is 17?
26.
Should be 17, I think.
15 plus 11?
4 plus 2. For my damage.
That's 6. Yeah. Didn't your first attack do 15 damage?
Yeah, because I did roll a 9.
Yeah.
So that's 16.
Oh, and then you're adding 4 plus 2 plus 6.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
Sorry.
Okay.
So
adding different modifiers. Okay.
17 and 15. They're the two that I got because I rolled a 9 and an 11. So
for 32 points of damage. Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry, I heard you say the 11, and I was like, great. That's the total damage for that attack. I didn't know that you were still adding.
Yeah, no, all good. Yep. I just didn't do the total. But yeah, that will initiate the ancestral protection on Mohawk men.
Yeah. The 2 men are up next. You watch as the blind, still with the eyes closed, with the buzz cut, the wings kind of tense for a moment, and then let loose this vertical upward lift that propels them up into the air. They are going to fly up and over you, landing behind you. They now are flanking you, Natalie.
Do they technically leave my range, or is it just like a frog?
Like a frog leap, basically.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, they are going to take attacks against you.
They will have advantage too.
That is a 24 to hit and a 19 to hit.
Yeah, both those hit.
For the first one, okay. That is 16 slashing for the first.
Yeah.
And 16 slashing for the second, for 32 total, which is halved to 16. The other one is also going to continue attacking you. That is a 17 to hit.
That still hits. I have very low AC.
Barbarians and a natural 20.
Trade-off for, being able to take so much damage.
Yeah. So the first hit was it hit. The second one was a natural 20.
Yes. Yeah, the first was 17, you said, and then the second is a crit.
Yeah. 3, 6, 8, 11 points of slashing damage for the first one.
Yep. That's down to 5, yeah?
11 is down to 5, yes.
Yeah, cool.
And that is... Why are these dice such small numbers? One more tiny dice. That is a total of 22 slashing, which is halved to 11.
Okay, cool.
And they noticed that you have the ability to somehow protect others. Mm-hmm. So they decided to try to eliminate you. Very clearly, there's like a focused back and forth. And as they're sort of like attacking, you're trying to dodge left, right. The one behind you hits, you stagger forward into the other one already swinging, just getting like bounced around. You're like, this isn't that bad, until the final hit from the last one comes in. The massive blade just cleaves forward and just bites deep into your shoulder, gouging in.
Yeah.
He sort of wrenches the massive blade free. But that is their turn. They have you surrounded. Bryn, you are up.
All right. So how damaged does Natalie look after that?
I'm at half health.
So Bryn is going to... Oh, actually, no. I think she's within 5 feet of Natalie already, because she was 10 feet back. Oh, 5 feet back from her, 10 feet from them. So she is going to say, I don't think so. And she's going to place her hand on Natalie, and she's going to give her 30 points of healing with Lay on Hands.
Love it.
So sorry, Dom.
Brilliant.
And then she's also going to say, and for the future, and she's going to use I was going to say shield, that's not the correct spell. Shield of Faith, and you have an additional 2 to your AC.
Nice. Still 16, and I think they've rolled over 16 for every single one, so...
Don't worry about it. Don't even trip, dog.
Yeah, so you feel like your shoulder just knit back closed. There's still like a gap in your sleeve. And almost immediately afterwards, this sort of like almost it's like translucent bark sort of seem to grow in front of you and irritate the dogs the next alley over. But there's this like ethereal like bark shield drifting in the air next to you. Anything else, Bryn?
Nope, she's gonna stay where she is.
Awesome. Aery.
Muted.
It's okay. I was just making that noise. Sorry. I am going to cast Chromatic Orb again, but this time I'm going to roll it right. I still don't know how to roll it in the chat, but
You should just be able to click cast under spells. So if you go over to spells and click cast.
yeah, when I click cast, it shows up that it's cast in my spell slots, but it doesn't show up in the chat.
You can also click the +8, and it'll roll a d20 and add the +8.
Oh, okay, yeah, that did it. 17.
17. Is this against Mohawk or Buzzcut?
Do Buzzcut. He needs the attention.
Okay. 17 hits. Once again, you see like the armor almost seem to try to react without him watching, but it's not fast enough. The lightning crashes into him. Let's get damage.
All right. Marginally better. One of those was good. 14.
Nice. 14 is good. Okay. Anything else?
No, I'm going to stay where I am.
Awesome. That brings us to Shazarash. You watch as they kind of stagger. He staggers to his feet and looks down the end of the alley and sees that it ends in a dead end with Eminence. Looks out towards the other end of the alley and sees this ocean of bodies in front of him, and oh boy, and seems to like reach out a hand to like almost tap the tall Mohawk guy on the shoulder, and there's just like a flash of silver for just a moment, and you see you see a blade just almost momentarily appear and like flick in and out of existence as the hand just taps on the shoulder, and
Let me go, please.
The tall humanoid is still like singing and seems to be caught by surprise by this, and like turns around and the hand kind of falls off the shoulder, and after the hand falls off the shoulder you see like this deep laceration underneath where the palm met contact with the skin. That is 13 damage. And there's like momentary confusion of like, wait a sec, they just touched me on the shoulder, why am I bleeding? But that is their turn. Ori, you are up.
Sorry, I was just tucking my dog in. What was my plan? She distracted me. Hello. Did both of them frog jump over, or am I still within melee range?
No, just one.
Just one. And the one next to me is the blind one that we.
Yes.
Man.
The buzzcut guy still has his eyes closed. There's like this deep scar running from the chin up to the side of the face.
That's rather annoying because I wanted to kill the person standing next to me, and I'm not supposed to fucking kill this guy.
You are technically still adjacent to Mohawk, just by like the quote-unquote squares on the grid. You would just have to turn back and attack through Bryn and Natalie, but that's still like an adjacent square.
If I can touch him.
Yeah, you're still within touching range.
Well, in which case, I'm gonna cast Inflict Wounds on him. How hurt does he look?
He looks pretty wounded. He looks pretty beat up. He's like smoldering from lightning and eldritch blasts and slashes.
Excellent. I will just do it at 2nd level then, instead of burning a higher spell slot. What is it? Let's attack.
Okay.
15 plus. I should have just fucking rolled it in the thing. Plus 6.
6, that is 21. That hits.
Good. Now I've closed the thing so I could look at that number.
That's
3d10.
Ooh.
1, 2. 1, 4. Oh my god. 7?
7 total?
No. A 1, a 4, and a 7.
Okay.
So, not excellent, honestly.
Yeah, you reach out and your hand like grabs his bicep, and you watch as like wounds and lacerations suddenly open up as he finally drops the tune that he's been singing over and over. And he kind of like starts to stagger a little bit and go limp, and suddenly you see the wings start to once again prime. You get the sense that the wings are about to propel him up into the air again. But he is no longer singing.
Well, that one was an actual attack.
Yeah.
So
was
I'm
it?
going to yes. Well, I rolled to hit, so yes. I'm very
It's
confused
still
about the way
casting a spell. What's the ability?
it's a war priest thing. It says when I use an attack, I can also make a weapon attack as a bonus action.
When you use the attack action, yeah, let me double check.
Because that spell is in my attacks options in D&D Beyond as an actual attack.
Option attack. Oh, yes. Is that your only spell attack?
I do have 2 more, but not right now.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. Let's go for it.
I would like to attempt to dunk him on the head with my mace. I'm gonna figure out how to fucking do that. So if I want to hit, I click the thing that says hit. Is that it? Let's just see if this works.
Yes. Yep.
Hey! That's a 22 to hit.
22 hits.
And a 2 damage. Very not good damage.
Yeah.
But I bonk him on
And
the
this
head.
is against the Mohawk?
Yes.
Okay. You see that. Oh, that's actually important. As you conk him on the head, he's already like passing out. He's going unconscious. So as you conk him on the head, you hear as something like breaks. And his right arm just kind of goes limp and drops the blade. And as he kind of staggers down towards the ground, is there anything else you want to do?
Nope.
Okay. At the end of your turn, the wings propel upward, with him unconscious and still attached to them. I believe Natalie and Bryn, the two of you are next to him. The wings are propelling pretty high up from what you can see. You have the chance to make an opportunity attack.
Can I specifically make an opportunity attack that is non-lethal?
He is already unconscious. You get the sense that if you were to attack, it would be the equivalent of a failed death save.
Can I attack it? I don't think you can specifically attack certain things, but like the wings. Like
I would say sure. I would say you could.
Right?
Yeah, they're kind of on his back. I would say that you can certainly try.
Yeah.
Like they're fairly large. They're I don't know, maybe 6 or 7 feet to a side, and they're kind of curved at this awkward angle to fit within this alleyway.
I guess this. Sorry, that was tongue-tied completely. I specifically would like to what do you call it? Like disable him from moving, like going anywhere. So it just goes like down, boy, and he's on the ground. Yeah.
So just like a
Whack-a-mole.
Yeah.
grapple?
Well, I mean, I think because with an opportunity attack, it has to be an attack, right? So I'm happy to attack him with my great axe. But
I'll let you do a grapple equivalent. Yeah, I guess this would be an attack roll, wouldn't it? Because he
I mean,
automatically
I probably would want
fails.
to break the wings as opposed to keeping him down, because like otherwise, then I'm permanently kind of acting against them. So like, that still makes sense.
Yeah, make an attack roll for me. Add your are you using your axe to sort of hit these wings, or are you trying to like reach out with your hand and break them?
I would imagine probably with my axe, because I'm trying to do damage.
Okay.
I'm trying to break them.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yep.
Bryn will go for the wings as well if that's what Natalie's doing.
Same thing. Attack roll, weapon proficiency, all that good stuff.
Double check.
That one, never mind.
Ouch.
Oh.
Bryn just rolled like ass.
You're like bringing the halberd around the back, like butts into the alley wall.
It's not like the best, but it's a 17, so that's a 24.
24. 24 hits. Go ahead and roll damage for me.
It's a 2. But then plus 6, so 8. 8. What is it? 8 slashing.
Slashing. Yeah. You strike against the wing, and you get like a deep gouge into sort of like the stone that makes up the brace. But your axe then slides off and tears through the leather at the bottom with all these arcane symbols. You immediately watch as like the pattern just fades and goes done. The other wing, however, continues to beat. And it propels upward, and you watch as the body of the guy like starts to go limp. He starts to fall forward. One wing breaks, the other one propels, and he just goes sideways straight into the wall with the full force of his movement.
I mean, I tried. I'm not going to try that hard.
He crashes into the wall and slides down, and you can see that his neck is at like a really funny angle.
Whoops.
Yeah.
He was gonna die if he went up into the air anyway. I'm not that sad about it. I was just gonna try.
Okay, yeah, so that was Ori. So Eminence, you're up, and Natalie, you're on deck.
Before I attack Blind Boy,
Yes.
can I try to intuit like how, since his mate has stopped singing at him,
Yes.
how helpless does he seem?
The other one is still like trying to sing, but it's like it's a duet with one person. There's very clearly like something missing there, and you can see like visible frustration on his face as he opens his eyes, and the eyes are still like white blind. And you realize that like he cannot see now that they're no longer singing.
I'm gonna like charge up an Eldritch Blast and ready that action to fire off if he swings at anyone in the party, but I'm not going to attack him.
Okay, yeah. Awesome. Natalie?
I'm just going to hit him. But I'm going to hit him non-lethally. Not that he hasn't taken all that much damage, so I'm sure he's fine, but you know, I like some interrogation. So that would mean that I'm going to do the recklessly, and also ancestral protectors will go into place provided that I hit something. That is a 4, so that's a 10 for the first one. And the second one is a 22, 15 plus 7.
Hits?
Yes.
Yep.
I can add my channel divinity to make that first one a 20.
Do you want to do that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. It hits.
Okay. Is that a like unnatural 20 though? It's not a crit.
No, I can't turn it into a crit. I can just
I was
add 10
excited
to
for a second.
I can just add a plus 10 to your attack.
Oh, okay. I was just like, cheeky crit. 3 damage
God.
dice for me. Sounds great. Um,
Yeah, so you swing your axe with the first one, and you already know it's not going to hit. But Ori, you're like the battle that Natalie is having resonates pretty strongly with your god and your sort of portfolio of battle, and you're like, all right, I dig it. Let's see if we can curve that a little bit. And you watch as ever so softly from like the elbow, there's just like a little, almost like a spark, like a crackle of electricity, and the arm just extends a little more. The axe reaches just a little bit farther, and the swing follows through and slashes across. Yeah, and then the second one, you just immediately follow through, reaching forward this time to complete the strike and hit twice.
that
Damage.
is for 25 slashing damage total for both hits.
Boy, oh boy, yeah.
Non-lethally,
hits.
I would like to reaffirm, but no, I don't
Yeah.
think he's going to be down.
They're still pretty wounded. Yeah. Anything else you want to do?
That's all I can do. I just
Okay.
hit.
Absolutely. They still, like, with the eyes open, white and blind, you can see that they try to like start a verse and hear no response, and they start it again and hear no response, and start it a third time and still no response, until finally they just kind of stop singing altogether. They're going to use an action to disengage, and the wings sort of prime for a moment and propel them up and back as they go 30 feet up and back away from the rest of you. And I'm actually going to make a roll. Yeah. They go backwards, and it looks like they're trying to go toward the rooftop on the opposite side of the street away. But they don't make it. They collide into the corner of the roof with their waist, and their body kind of like twists back, and they slump forward and fall down about 10 feet onto the ground. Yeah. That is their turn. They're kind of like on the ground now, trying to get back up, but that's all they can do. That is Bryn.
So how far away is he now?
Because Pythagorean theorem and all that in D&D,
Yeah.
we'll say about 25 feet away from you.
All right. Yeah, she'll go up to them. Are they prone, or are they just?
They are prone after the fall. You can see that as they're finally blinking after this fall, their eyes are no longer white blind.
Okay. Yeah. Well, she's gonna go out, and she's gonna take 2 attacks on him, non-lethally.
Okay, so you just walk into the street. This dude just like propels out of an alley, and you just walk forward with the halberd and just attack him on the ground.
Yeah. He's an asshole.
Okay.
He attacked us
Absolutely.
first. Absolutely.
So he's
and
prone, so the attacks are with advantage.
Okay. First one, not great. Oh my god, roll higher than a 5 for your attack, please. First one I know doesn't hit.
Yikes.
Okay, there we are, at least 26 on the second one. And that does there 14 slashing at least.
Okay. Yep.
And then how hurt does he look?
He looks bloodied.
Yeah, you know what? She's kind of pissed off. She's gonna use Branding Smite as well.
Ooh, okay.
Get hit.
Which is oh no, yeah, no, Smite you can use it after, can't you? Because no, I think I needed to prep it first because it's next time
you
you
need
hit.
to use first. Next
Yeah,
time.
never mind. She'll just remember that for next time. But she will then. Yeah, she's just gonna say to him, if you know what is good for you, just stay down. And she'll end her turn there.
Yeah. Aery, you are up.
I am going to see that, like that Brandon's just like telling them to stay down, and instead turn back to Shazra. So he's still in the alley with us, right? Like he's still standing there.
Yeah.
I'm very conflicted because I want to murder him, but I'm not 100% sure if Aery would straight up murder him. Yeah, I'm just gonna hold an action. If he tries to run, I want to cast Mind Spike on him.
Okay.
So I'd like to just level my wand at him.
Yep. Oh,
Not say anything.
Back to this.
Julian, that's done.
Okay. It is Shazarash's turn.
Oh.
Well, I mean, you guys caught me last time, so whatever.
Yes, we would catch you again if you ran.
That teleporty thing is magic. Magic users. Ori, you are up.
Sorry, I'm just looking at stuff. So we've got the one guy passed out, and we got Sazerac, who I'm not really supposed to kill, right?
The other guy is not passed out. He is still very
not?
much alive, and he's about from where you are currently 20 feet away. He's on the opposite side of the street. His wings like propelled him out and away, but he just kind of hit the corner of the building. He didn't quite clear it because he was blind.
But Bryn is with him, right?
Yes. Bryn is across from him and told him to stay down.
Well, fuck that. I'm gonna stay here.
Okay. And do you want to hold an action or do anything?
Yeah, I will hold an action for if he decides to attempt to fly again. But that would just be Toll the Dead.
Okay. Awesome. Anything else? No?
No. I kind of
Okay.
want to kick Sazerac in the face, but I won't.
Emmy, you are up. Natalie, you're on deck.
I still have my Eldritch Blast prepared if Wingboy looks like he's gonna fly away or do anything sus. So I'm going to use my action to check the position of the sun in the sky, just because I'm getting nervous about what time it is, and I want to make sure it's not getting too close to midday.
So you had about 30 minutes. You reckon you're about 3 or 4 minutes away from the central keep at like walking pace, but it has been maybe 2 or 3 minutes since Shazarash has run up to you. So I would say
We also had the meeting first, right? We had like a 10 o'clock meeting with the king and such, but the lunch meeting was after, right?
I'm sure it's nowhere near lunchtime, but you know when
it's nowhere near noon. But
no,
in terms
when you
of
have
like
something important coming up, and you're just like, it's 8 a.m., so I can't shower because like then it'll be 12 o'clock before I know it. And like I could make myself a coffee, but I'm not going to because what if like that takes too much time? I gotta be ready.
I'll say it's a 3 or 4 minute walk to the central keep. You've still got about 12 or 13 minutes from when you first set out to when you think that time is.
Cool. Not gonna miss my date then.
Yeah. Well.
If I'm alive in 3 hours.
Eminence, I would like to see you again. It is your father speaking.
No.
Okay, that is Natalie. You are up.
Yo, I'm seeing that Bryn has the other guy handled. I am going to grapple Shazarash.
Okay, yeah, make a athletics check.
Oakley dokley. That's not great. That's all good. Look, it's still a 10. But I did roll a natural 3.
Mm-hmm.
I rolled so
10 is pretty
confidently
good.
too.
Yeah, he... Not even kidding, he got an 11.
Oh, I do have advantage on strength checks though. Because I'm
Okay, yeah.
raging.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's much better. That makes it, there's 15, so it's, first plus 7, 22.
22, absolutely. You like try to grab the wrist, and he does that like that old man thing of like, oh, it's so frail, be gentle, and you're like, oh, okay, wait, and then just tighten your grip just a little bit further. Yeah, you have him grappled.
Stay.
I wasn't. She's already every time with you people.
Yeah, it's almost like we don't trust you.
I wonder why. The other. Yeah, the Buzzcut. He could see you're above him with the halberd. He is going to stand up. I believe you said. Oh, you attacked him and said stay down.
Yes.
Then there were other things prepared.
If he flew, I think there was preparation.
Yeah. Oh, he's gonna judge his chances. Okay. Yeah. He stands up and kind of like flexes his shoulders a little bit, and the wings seem to like transform or fold in onto his back into like a small like backpack, and takes the blade and wipes off the blood on his thigh and sheathes it and looks at you and the rest of you. That's his turn. For all intents and purposes, we are outside of combat. But we can still follow like a loose initiative order if there's anything that anybody wants to do immediately.
I think Bryn would probably just grab him and drag him back into the alley.
Not displaying to everyone, just...
He goes with you. You pull him back into the alley. He sees the body of his companion crumpled up against the wall and grimaces.
Pretty sure that we're going to keep the money, by the way, that you like dropped.
Looks back at the pouch on the ground, and then back towards the rest of you.
I would just say that Natalie is like holding Shazarash like in a way that makes it clear that he's obviously not that friendly to us either. Kind of like not like we're trying to protect him, like we are literally trying to hold him.
Yeah.
So who are you? Like, this was very, like, out of the blue that this has happened to us. We didn't want this. We were on our way to a meeting. We can't have had shit to do today.
I am Marcus.
Of
So he says.
whomst are you working for? Like, that's good for you, Marcus. I'm Bryn. Like, a name is not enough for us right now. You kind of came in here threatening us.
Looks you in the face.
Independent contractor.
You said that your employer was looking for information? So, like, who's that?
Looks at you. Doesn't say anything.
You can tell us, or you can stay here and end up bleeding on the floor.
I mean, we need to go to the keep anyway. Why don't we just hand them into the guards? We have business to attend to.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that because it must be so embarrassing that they said that to us and then got their hearts beat.
Yeah,
True.
when Aery says that, can Eminence just kind of like subtly like reach out behind her for a little fist bump?
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah. He continues to stand there. He is taller than all of the rest of you, but just looks him around.
Okay, well, does anyone have like rope or anything?
I don't think so.
Ugh, I looked at the back of the. Now you can strike him. Sorry, Ori. Shit to do. But what were you saying?
If you're an independent contractor, surely you have no loyalty to whoever's employed you. You can either tell us what we want, or you can bleed out in this alley, really.
Looks at you. Looks back at the body of his companion. And you can see, like, there is, like, a pain that he is trying to keep down.
You know we didn't mean that to happen. You should have seen that we tried to stop him, not kill him.
He was
I
blind.
mean, in the end, we
Like
meant-
he was blind.
He swallows and... I do not need pity.
Well, maybe
Oh,
he
but you're so
does.
pitiable.
What are we going to do? We can't just like let him leave. Do we want to take him to? I don't think that it would be a good idea to take someone dangerous to this meeting.
No,
think
but
it's
we can hand them
dangerous.
off to someone. I mean, to get through, we need to go to the guards anyway. They're expecting us.
Is there some kind of like town guard? We can just be like, yo, this guy.
Yes. There are guards within Valetaire. You know that there are regular patrols. You also know that their estimated response time is usually anywhere from 2 to 5 minutes, depending on where you are in the city and what exactly is happening. You remember with the teddy bear incident that you got the guards to respond in about 3 minutes.
Okay.
But that was also like... You summoned a demon teddy bear and set a tent on fire, so...
I mean, we did also stab someone in the street. You'd think that there would have been some kind of alert sounded.
The guy that you were just fighting?
Oh, yeah, because he fell outside of the alley.
Yeah, Bryn.
No, he went sideways into... yeah, I mean the other guy. Yeah, you're right. You're right. There is some commotion. You reckon you've probably got a little bit of time before some guards show up. But you also think that based on your current position, the place that they would go to get guards would probably be the central keep.
I mean, I can carry this guy. We can lead this guy. We meet up with the guards to be on their way in our direction and be like, hey, we got like shit to do. Can you take these guys? We can like really went on the way, but we need to go and like see the royal court and whatever.
I'd like to turn my attention to Shazarash and say, do you know who the hell these people are? Because we could just leave them to finish his job.
At this, the tall guy, Marcus, kind of looks over and just like gives this super grim grin. Shazarash.
No.
Oh my god.
Drop the
I will
voice.
moonbeam
Oh my
you.
god.
Oh my god.
They try to right now whether I will outright kill you in this alleyway, and you're not making it a difficult decision.
Listen, you all know who I am.
Then stop
He
pretending.
didn't, and now he does.
Well,
I'm
so you
trying
should.
to. Do you have any idea how hard it is to do business in the city?
Yeah, but don't use such an iconic look like Aery. God.
How can you not? If you had the. Doesn't matter. Fine. Yes, I fucked up. I owe you. I will. Reaches into his clothing and pulls out what looks to be like almost like a small copper frisbee about this big. This is very important to me. I will give this to you so that you know that I will come back and get this.
What
I'm
is
almost
it?
certain that's worthless.
Yeah, can bring insight check.
Yeah, make an insight check.
Oh my god. Oh no, I thought it was an one. It was 7. 13. That's not as bad, but I was gonna lose my mind for a second.
Yeah, it's always tough with Shazarash whether or not like is he saying something because he wants to achieve this effect, or is he saying something because he genuinely means it, or is he saying something because he thinks it would be fun? It is difficult to tell. In this situation with 13, you get a sense that he seems to be genuine. This is my humming disc. It is connected to someone important to me.
Who?
That I cannot tell you. However, I will explain these idiots if you need me to.
Hurry up. Tell us.
Oh,
Yeah, guys
No.
are on the way.
I thought you had an appointment.
But you're saying that we'll meet up later.
That
And
was
talk
what
about
I
it
was suggesting, yes.
Aery was using your face. This is your call. If you're comfortable with this or not. I mean, I can still moonbeam. Like, if you need me to, I will still do it.
He's just...
It's
Shut
kind
up.
of like a difficult
I'm going to
situation.
start carrying an umbrella because of you.
I don't, it's magic, so you can try, but I don't know if that's how it works.
I'll cover the inside with lead.
Sounds very
This is not
heavy
very
and inconvenient.
healthy.
Aery, are you comfortable with this, or do you want something else to happen?
Yeah, you see, Shadorak, we are kind of in a difficult position that you have created because we can't trust you. You've lied to us, and we have no reason to think that you won't do it again. So, pretty much the only way that I can think to stop you from taking my face again is to kill you. Because I could melt your face off, but you could just change it, right? So, I don't know. I don't think you deserve another chance.
Okay.
You have nothing? You have absolutely nothing to offer?
I have plenty of things to offer. I have plenty of
No,
things
but
to say.
no ways to, prove yourself to be trustworthy.
He once again holds the copper disc out.
A disc to someone you won't tell us about, that means absolutely nothing.
We have no way of verifying it. That means shit.
Okay. Pockets the disc back once
Pay
again.
it forward with some information now, and then maybe you can be relied on later. We've asked who they were employed by. You said that you will tell us.
He turns and looks at the tall guy, and you could see that even though he's still kind of like got the old man figure, he stands up like a little bit more straight and kind of loosens his shirt.
The whole facade just gone.
Oh, that's a shame. And you can see that Marcus kind of like frowns a little bit and looks curious. Shazarash continues to look up.
We all usually have that impression when he looks to us and says things.
This fucker.
I know you're talking sass about him, but
Yeah.
he's still telling you to shush.
Yeah. You're okay?
You can hear our meta conversation. It's part of his ability.
I just realized what that was.
I was trying to like connect with our wing friend, you know? We think he's shit too. It's fine.
These two are from Ulsan. They have been sent out by the Visionist to look for information on changing stones, changing rocks, changing stones. And as he's saying this, you can see that Marcus is becoming like visibly agitated until finally is like takes like a half step back, and looks at you, Bryn, and then back over. Shazarash looks over. Changelings we read minds. That's what we do. That's how we get the mannerisms and the voice and the body. It's not just watching, we actually scan. When I asked if there's anything you want to tell me about, all 5 of you thought of a rock that changes things. It was actually amazing.
Kind of fresh in our minds.
Yeah. Anyways.
Oh, where is
they're
Olsen,
looking for
by
a
the
rock.
way? Sorry. Just to distract for a
To
second.
the northwest. It is directly west of Goldford. You know that it is centered in the stone steppes, and it is south of Blue Hole Lake.
Is it as far up as the place where Aery and that were?
No, it's not quite that far.
Okay.
Like by linear distance, the pathway. So generally, you would travel north back towards Goldford, and then head over west. So the like actual distance traveled is roughly similar, but like as the crow flies, it's closer.
Yeah. I get you. I'm with you.
I had some drinks yesterday, and some words came up, and then they came back. Apparently these two were alerted by Harold. Harold. Fucking... I can't trust you with anything, Harold.
Are you going to sell the things that you got from our brains? Are you going to sell that information?
I wasn't planning on it. Didn't realize it would be as valuable. Now
Can I insight check that?
Absolutely, yeah.
3, 9, all that. So.
Yeah. Yeah, with a 9, it's always so tough with Shazarash. Yeah, what you see is what you get.
You know, I still don't trust you at all. But it doesn't feel right to just, like, kill you in an alleyway. So
I know. Imagine committing murder in an alley. Oh.
Yeah, you know you're
We
still on
didn't kill
super
him.
thin ice. Like Aery is being nice to you.
I'm really trying to decide not to kill you.
Yeah, that is not. I mean, it doesn't take a mind reader to know that that's a dumb thing to say.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of which, though, I can't trust you, but I do need you to know this, and I am going to cast Mind Spike.
Oh yeah.
On him.
At
which
4th
is
level. Okay.
16 Wisdom DC.
Okay. 17.
You motherfucker. Does he have a? Let me see if it's half damage.
On a failed
They
save,
take
you always know.
half damage.
Yeah, or half as much on a successful save.
So 23 damage.
Ow!
And it deserve it.
And I imagine that even though it didn't create the link that time, the spell would feel the same as last time I cast it on him.
I offered you. Again, pulls out the disc. I offered you a way.
No. That's just a
Oriana
reminder
is
for
to take
you.
the disc anyway.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
feel like we
you
should
just,
take
like,
it anyway.
Yeah.
Snatch it.
yoink.
If you ever use my face again, I am going to know. I will find out. And if I do, you cannot get away from me. Don't forget. We'll see you later. We have an appointment. I'll just leave the alley.
Yeah, Bryn will pick up the body of the guy that's on the ground.
Hoist it on the shoulder.
Yeah,
Yep.
That was a pretty badass exit, so Emmy's just gonna like follow along on
I mean,
Aery's heels.
I'm just gonna look back to Marcus, who's probably just having a time. Will you come with us peacefully?
Once again, gives like this dark smile. And starts walking with the rest of you.
I will let go of my grapple to Shazarash, because there's no way in hell that we're taking him with us. Learning the face of the king? Yeah, nah.
What makes you think he doesn't have it already?
True. Shazarash actually is the king, who knows? But yeah.
You're gonna be walking down, old man just runs past you.
And I'll just give him a look. Like, you know, the kind of look that you would expect. But I'll stand behind Marcus, and I will be ready for if he makes any kind of, like,
Does a thing.
movement to do something, like to attack someone, to move, to whatever.
Yeah. Okay, and you're just going to the keep.
yeah.
I think that's where our meeting is, isn't it?
Yeah. Awesome. So the five of you set out, and it is not super far. It is a couple 100 meters there, passing through like the final buildings, the most adjacent to the central keep. Once again, you can see the massive gates are currently open at this time of day. There are 4 guards stationed outside of the 2 large gates, and you can see additional guards patrolling up on the crenellation up above. Inside of the courtyard itself, you can see a handful of petitioners are already starting to line up for the day. But you have arrived. What would you like to do?
Bryn try and get like a guard's attention. I mean, she's carrying a dead body, so I'm assuming it's not that hard.
Absolutely. Yeah, you carrying a dead body. You turn a couple of heads on the way. You hear a couple of people like, "Oh, he's really drunk," like that sort of thing.
Not seeing the neck, like
Yeah.
just fucking, like.
Whoops. Oh, we did pick up that bag of coins, yeah? Just checking.
Did you?
I'm assuming.
I would have assumed that we
did.
would have known to pick it up. I just more
Yeah,
like
Bryn
Yeah.
vocalized it, so if someone else hadn't, she
Yes.
probably would have with.
Yeah. You
like
pick it up, and it is pretty heavy.
it would be. But just to know that we have it.
Yep. Awesome. Yes, you make your way to the central keep. You see that inside of the courtyard, there also are like 2 or 3 people that are speaking to a captain, and they're saying things like, "Stabbed in the middle of the street. I saw it myself. This woman just came out of an alley and she just stabbed a guy, and he had like leathery wings." And the captain's just, I believe you. I'll get some people. Okay. But as you arrive with this person, one of the guards kind of calls over and sees you and starts to walk up. What's going on here? What's happened? What's this?
We're actually ringing legs for an appointment, but we got waylaid by an inconvenience over. Well, we got attacked, and if we could hand these guys off to someone, we can give a full statement. But if you would let silence, no, I mean we have like an important meeting that we're supposed to be getting to.
Hey, Cap. And at this point in the courtyard, you see the captain kind of stops and looks over. Yeah. These people said they were waylaid, and the captain looks over, and the other 2 look over, and the sort of old woman, "That's them! She's the one that did the stabbing! That's her with the stabbing, the thing!" And the captain looks over, "You're sure? Yes! And the other guy behind her, yeah, that was her. I'm gonna need the 5 of you to come with me. And kind of puts his hand on his pommel.
Yes, if you could just let them, because we did have an appointment with the king. So if you could just pass on our names and let them know that we're going to be a little bit late as well. And it's also called a halberd. That's what the stabby thing was. It's a halberd.
At this point, Marcus looks over at the guard. She killed my companion and parades his corpse.
Yes, yes. No, he killed himself because he propelled himself into a wall and broke his neck after they attacked
And
us.
the guard looks over, confused, the captain. All right. I think we're just going to need everybody to calm down and settle up for a minute here. Let's get all of you inside and take care of all of this, and we'll get to the bottom of what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
And the guard kind of, I'm going to need you to come with me.
Oh, yes. Did you want me to keep carrying him, or did you want me to hand him off to someone else, or did you need to take our weapons while we're going and then talking to you?
We'll take him. He kind of motions over. One of the other guards kind of come over, and the two of them collectively put the body on their shoulders. You start to head into the courtyard, and the captain, will enter into the barracks. Leave your weapons by the door. We'll sort through you one by one to figure everything out. Go ahead and wake up our second group. And one of the other guards kind of runs off. And he motions over towards one of the buildings in the courtyard.
I'll say this to anyone who's closest, maybe to Eminence or someone who's fairly charismatic. Just be someone want to get, let El Romeo or the Ladry know that we're going to be late.
Doesn't be waiting or telling them, aren't they? We asked them to send a message.
I don't think they're taking us that seriously.
Well,
I was planning on sending a message directly to Silence, but if somebody has an objection with talking to him.
Absolutely not, if that's your plan.
Do you let Eminence know that you're planning to directly message her boo?
If she's listening to this conversation with Natalie.
I mean, all of you are together.
Yeah, just the biggest death glare, but I think she would realize that that's the best option right now.
I don't think they're going to see this too nicely. So we better just make sure that a message is someone. A message to Silence sounds great.
And Bryn will try and catch one of the guards and be no, seriously, if someone can please get in contact with El Romeo, or we do have an appointment with them. Needs to happen that they know that why we're running late is because we're talking to all of you.
Make a persuasion check.
14.
14? We'll deal with you all one at a time, one by one. We'll get to your requests.
This guy sounds like an idiot, or he just sends a message, I think.
Yeah, Oriana's going to big sigh, close her eyes, think of Silence, and say, good morning, this is Oriana. We've been interrupted by your guards. We're in the barracks. Please deal with your underlings.
Is this with the sending spell?
Yes. I'm assuming by now we are familiar with him.
Yes. Yeah. You cast the spell.
You're familiar?
You hear the response. What?
Fucking men. Okay.
And then, probably about this time. Okay.
What did he say?
He said, what? Okay.
Yeah, that checks out.
Yeah.
Didn't choose a talkative one to message, I suppose.
I didn't need him to talk.
I mean, he's usually like with Natalie or Romeo or someone. They like all like seem to be pretty close. Maybe one of them will come as well.
Either way, you are brought into the barracks, and a contingent of guards is brought to basically keep an eye on you as, again, ask that all of your weapons are left at the door. And it's probably only about 3 or 4 minutes from the beginning of the guards actually asking questions and what happened before the door just poof, bursts open, and El Romeo is just, what in the hell is going on in here?
Good morning, El Romeo. I'm so
And
sorry.
Captain looks over, and we're interrogating. Apparently, there was a murder. This guy had his neck broken, and they're saying they were attacked, and he's saying they attacked them. And El Romeo immediately just steps in, and I can speak for the 5 of these people. They have been on the business for the king. They're the ones who have helped us with the Deepwood. What's going? It doesn't matter. I'll take care of things from here. You handle those 2. Is that fun? Get to the bottom of this. And the captain just kind of, I'm trying to. Romeo. Oh, go ahead.
Aery will just be like, they're probably not going to be very talkative. Should we tell them what we know about who they work for?
We can tell them later.
What if they like let them go or something?
We can bring in a cleric of Sylvanus for Zone of Truth.
Very talkative, but if they don't tell you what you need to know, we can.
If you require any additional questions, we can. We're around.
They're in the bureaucracy now, and I trust that it will take care of them. And if it does not, then we will come back to you for more assistance. But I must take them with us, with me now. And the captain. Oh, okay. And the 5 of you are dragged out of the chamber, and El Romeo is like, I know this is only the second time that you've met the king, or will be meeting the king, but there is still an expectation, I think, of decorum, and this is unexpected, to say the least. I'm sure he will be understanding. This early on in a foundational relationship, every sort of experience compounds on one another, and if you build a house on faulty foundations, then the whole thing could come down later on.
El Romeo, I can promise you it was not our intention to be attacked in the street on our way here today. I am apologetic that we are late. We tried to get here as soon as possible. We tried to tell the guards that we had an appointment and were in a rush, but obviously they had their own procedure to go through and they did not believe us.
Yes, well, we will have a conversation with them about that, and we will get to the bottom of what exactly happened once we are done with this meeting. As he's been walking and talking, he's led you like past the petitioners and into the keep itself. Natalie, you had something?
I was just gonna say, because I think as a group we trust El Romeo, right? Like, I think out of everyone, and you know, we're still really sus on the king, even though he doesn't seem that suspicious yet. I'm just going to turn to him and just be like, do you know anything about the Visionists?
He kind of blinks, and he... it's like watching a rolling wheel go down a hill, and it's just got all of this momentum, and all of a sudden there's just a rock in the road, and it kind of like bounces and wobbles, but then just like continues to roll. No, I don't know anything. I mean, yes, I do know about the Visionists, but I don't understand how they are relevant. This is Velatea. We don't have any Visionists here. It's never
well,
been
you
part
do
of our
have
culture.
Visionists here. That was exactly who attacked us in the streets.
We don't have Visionists involved in our politics, is what I should say more specifically.
Yeah. Do you have any information on them? Do you know anything about them? I'm more looking for a history lesson than anything.
Now?
You know, just a brief...
There was a foundational party the foundational people of Ulsan in the Stone Steps. They are one of the 6 of the Connex.
Okay. One of 6 of the Connex? Is that what you said?
Connex. Connex.
N-N-E-X. 2 N's.
And anyone can make a history check.
I'm gonna try. I highly doubt I know anything though. Yeah, that's a 7. That's not gonna work, is it? What's my modifier?
11.
Yeah, it's a -1. That's a 6.
What was that, Aery?
21.
21? Awesome.
Dirty 20.
30-20?
Oh, that's actually a decent roll. What's my history? 17.
17. So I would say that Aery, Ori, and Emmy, the 3 of you know that the Connex are basically the ruling council of the province of Ulsan. They are an elected council of 6, and each one of the 6 represents a different interest within the city, of which the Visionists are one. However, Aery and I think Ori, you would know that the Visionists were the original founders of the province of Ulsan. So it's sort of like with the Queen of England. Like there is like a callback to that old regency, but in terms of like actual political power, it's fairly even with each of the others. Yeah, Bryn, you probably would also know that the Connex are the ruling council of the province of Ulsan, but you may not know which one is which.
Interesting.
We do not have any Visionists here. Sorry, the king is having a good day. He had a good evening when he met you all last night. I'm sure he will be understanding of this. He himself practices sword play, so I'm sure he will be appreciative of helping to presumably defend Valater from these ruffians.
He'll be in a better mood if we can heal him of his illness or curse or whatever is wrong with him.
Yes, I think that is ideal as well. Let's. You'll be fine. This will be fine. This will be great. And at this point, you can see he's kind of led you back over towards the like the dining hall. He's not going upstairs to the private chambers. This will be fine. Is there anything else I should know, or that you need to tell me before we go in? Or that I don't think I need to tell you anything.
No, I don't believe so. I mean, Natalie has elaborated on what information that we ascertained from the people that attacked us.
Yeah. Okay. I'll think on this for our meeting. For now, I think it would be easier to simply say that you were waylaid with some combat and it was resolved and handled. I think that would be good. No need to complicate things and get the king involved.
I had no intention of it.
Unless he needs to.
They were after
Yes.
us.
Okay.
It's
That's fine.
fine.
This one.
Okay, that's no problem. Here we are, and he opens the door. Inside of the chamber, you see the large dining hall, as it was when you ate here the first time, trying to meet Silence, where you first met El Romeo and Naladri. You see that at the head of the room, sort of raised up on a small dais, there is a large circular table at which the king is currently eating, and he's wearing sort of like this fine sort of silk t-shirt that's sort of open with a deep v-neck. He's got like a tailored coat over the top. around the table, you can see Natalie is currently sitting and eating. You see behind the king is also what's his name? No. You see Cassius, and you also see Silence is at the table as well, and bustling about, kind of going around in circles. You recognize Fabian, the chef. And as you enter into the chamber one by one, everyone just kind of looks over and regards the party as they arrive. It seems as though they're having a late breakfast. And Eminence, as you enter into the room, Silence stands up. And then Natalie also stands, and the king himself remains seated for a moment before he too also stands. And that's where we'll go ahead and pick up next week.
Damn it, we didn't get to the date again. Oh.
It's been a couple of sessions since we had a good combat, and I was like, this will be quick. Narrator's voice, it was not.
That's okay. Next episode will just be called Eminence Date with 3 question marks.
Yeah.
Yes. But thank you so much for listening, everybody. This has been the Chocolatiers. Yeah, we will we'll be back next week with Emmy's date and the meeting with the king. I'm sure it'll happen this time.
Yeah.
Presumably, at least we'll get the meeting with the king done since we're in the same room as him now.
Yeah, literally entering the room. I mean, who knows?
Who can say?
I'm thinking of funny jokes that I know would only spin you all into conspiracy theories, but we'll just go ahead and wrap everything up. We'll go ahead and once again say some things about ourselves if there's anything we want to do or where you can find more about you and us. Starting with Bryn.
Thank you for hanging out with us today, guys, with that quick combat sequence. My name is Alishiera. I'm a content creator for Legacy Esports. I stream, I am going into video production stuff, and I'm a massive D&D nerd. So you can find me at Alishiera on any of my socials if you wish to see more of me.
Awesome. Emmy.
Thanks, guys, for sticking with us. This was fun. Combat was fun. We haven't done that in a while. And Eminence didn't completely fuck it up for once, so that was also wonderful. You probably can't really find me online anywhere else because I don't do much else. I mean, you probably could if you wanted to, but you wouldn't find anything interesting. So I'll see you hopefully next week.
Awesome. Ori.
The dog is screaming, so let's just show you the dog.
Puppy.
Dog tax.
Hello.
Hello, puppy. Hello. I am Maleficent. I am a streamer and a cosplayer and an idiot in all online spaces. And you can find me in all those online spaces as Maleficent. This is my dog, Lily.
Or be gone.
That's really all.
Puppy. Aery.
Hello. Okay, I'm an artist and a streamer. I have done all the art for this channel, so if you're a fan of it and would like your own, my commissions are open at the moment. So yeah, if anyone would be interested, you can check out my commission form, which is on my Twitter. I think all our socials are below in the panels and stuff. So yeah, thank you everyone for hanging out with us. Also, thank you so much for the huge raid from Blackwater D&D. We appreciate it. And see you all next week.
Yes, and Natalie.
Hi, I'm Natalie. I am your lovable half-orc barbarian who takes a lot of damage and now has to say a lot of things every time that she attacks. So that's fun. But it also means it'll be fun when I forget them. But I am also, as me, BurrowsRed. I am a streamer and also content creator. I do a series on YouTube called Bullet Journaling for Dungeons and Dragons, where I actually do my journal for Natalie, which includes all of my notes and things for these sessions. I actually had some cool ideas from this session alone, so I am prepped and prepared for that, so it'll be great. But back to you.
Awesome. Yes, looking forward to it. And I am D. I have been the Dungeon Master. You can find me on the Twitter at the Doobly-Doo. I play a lot of Dungeons and Dragons lately. That's been about it. I'm working on music still. I found it'll happen. It'll happen. It won't happen. I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, I do D&D and other stuff. If you want to know more, figure it out. Unless we have anything else, I think we're ready to sign off.
That is
Where
all.
are we going?
We are going to a channel that we have been before, but they're doing a Game is Forgiving marathon. Looks like, depending on the time zone, it's for March 20th and 21st, which could mean they've only been up 4 hours. So I'm guessing that's not Australian time because we're...
It just ticked over to the 21st. It's like 2 a.m. Pacific.
So it's, probably going for quite a while now. But it looks like they're doing some charity fundraising. So we love that. We love supporting charity. Also, they're doing a mystery Dungeon of Doom. But Doom is spelt with capitals. So I wonder if that means, like, the Doom.
Dungeon of Doom.
Yeah.
Dungeon of Dr. Doom. Awesome. Yeah, well, in that case, we look forward to hopping over towards the stream and continuing the session next week. But until then, thank you for coming and spending time with us and playing D&D. Remember to love each other, and we'll be back next week with more weird hand things and faces. See ya!